Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a fantastic little day. David, how are you doing, man?
Having a crap day, so I hope everyone else is having a crap day too. No, I had a cool day. Just had to get up super early, so I've been horribly tired. Other than that, I think I'm getting sick again from lack of sleep. But other than that, been a banger, man. A straight banger. Oh, you know what? You know what sucks? It's 2 days in a row. I almost stepped on a black snake while I was walking outside.
What's wrong with you, man?
And but yesterday it was funny because I almost stepped on this snake, and then he wouldn't move. He's standing right there on the sidewalk. Well, I guess, do you even call it standing if it's a snake? Anyway, the snake's, I guess, laying there on the sidewalk, almost gets stepped on by me. And then I push him over into the grass because he won't move, even when I'm like stomping and trying to scare him and stuff. And my wife is like, hey, it would have been ironic if you had crushed his skull on Good Friday.
That'll be interesting, man.
And I was like, I should have posted that, but I forgot.
That would be interesting.
Now it's too late. Now I have to wait till next year because I took a picture of the dumb stick, but now I have to wait till next year to post that picture.
Nice.
I forgot to share this. Hold up.
Priya Patel.
We're live, dang it.
Nothing. I'm just laughing randomly. I just thought of something. That's why I'm laughing.
I thought of it too.
Good. AP live. Okay, I just for some reason remember that I didn't do the basic things I do every single time that I go live, such as turning on slow mode so that everyone can only comment after 18 seconds.
You're a professional, man.
And all that. So plus yeah. The funny thing is I was kind of misinformed about who she actually is. Because Priya Patel, she went on Piers Morgan's show, on Piers Morgan the other day, and there they also kind of made it look like she's the daughter of Cash Patel, and that's what I also thought. Then it turns out that that's actually not true, and I just found that out within the last few minutes. So the funny thing is that this has been the whole narrative and message on Twitter, which is like, why is the daughter of Cash Patel saying all these things? She's his daughter, and she never talks about him, only about this. And this was like, the message was so common that I kind of took that as a given without even looking it up. This is the first time that I directly fell for misinformation without.
Dude, hold on. Hang on.
What?
Are you telling me?
Yes.
The only reason you scheduled this discussion was because you thought everyone named Patel is the daughter of Cash Patel.
Yes.
And now it's just a random person named Patel.
Yes.
That we're doing a show about. Some random person that we've never heard of, who's unrelated to anyone we've ever heard of, said something, and now we're doing a show about it. That's your story that you're sticking with.
Exactly.
We'd like to apologize to everyone out there who tuned in expecting a good show. Instead, you'll get whatever this is.
I am hereby canceling this show. Not just kidding. I'm not canceling this show because that's not the reason why I made this live stream. I first saw that a woman is on Piers Morgan.
Random woman.
And says to Piers Morgan that Muslim culture is inferior, or not all cultures are equal. And Piers Morgan has a red face and is like, how could you say that? Hang on. How could you say that?
Wait, she said that to Piers Morgan?
Yeah. And Piers
okay. Morgan, she gets like 5,000 instant cool points and will be viewed with respect by us.
So that is what happened. And then I looked at, wait, who is this woman? So I read about her a little bit here on Twitter, and then I was completely misinformed by the regular Twitter storm. But anyway, let's talk about her anyway. So Priya Patel, She went on. She has online videos. She's an influencer and stuff. She went on. She recently had this viral video where she said. In fact, let's look at that video where she said that immigration without integration is invasion. That's what she said, and for that she went viral, and people were really outraged about this. So. People were really, really outraged about this, and Piers Morgan invited her to talk about this, to talk about her words and talk about whether it's not racist and bad and horrible and all that, that she would say something like that. And why would she speak against all immigrants? And aren't her own parents, isn't her own father an immigrant and all that? And it was just a completely stupid, a completely idiotic display once again of what kind of dumb stuff goes on Piers Morgan. Want to check that out? It's also a very good display of how people gaslight those who actually speak out about stuff like this, who actually point out that that not all cultures are equal. Let's have a look at that. But first off, before that, let me take a few super chats here. Paul said, saw old video of Milo dancing with Israeli flag. Yeah, Milo is a very complex figure. Sorry, just felt funny to say that Milo is a complex figure. I don't really know why. Milo is a very, very strange figure. A very, very strange figure. Milo started out as this queen, as a queen who was like this, hey, I'm gay. Guys, I'm gay. And, as a gay guy, I'm actually cool. And I love having sex with black men. And I love that. And also, I am totally pro-Trump and all that. And then he got really in big trouble because he started promoting pedophilia and things like that. He got dropped from everywhere. Then he came back as ex-gay. I'm no longer gay. I have given up on being gay.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's when he said he decided to be gay just to tick off his parents, and then it stopped working. So then he was going back to being straight, and then he was straight for a while, and then he said he's back to being gay, but it was kind of an admission that he only does things for attention.
I didn't even know that much about it. Apparently, you are very interested in gay people, David.
Yes, I follow all the trends. No, you got to stay up. If you're going to be talking about Muhammad and Dihi al-Kalbi and the men of al-Zut, you got to be up on these things, man. You do. He has declared since that he's no longer gay, that he has given up on his gayness. But then he turned from this kind of funny guy into this completely angry and completely drug addicted guy. And to our knowledge, as people say, so he came to America through gay marriage. For all those who don't know, he came to America with a visa by marrying a guy and getting together and living with him. To my knowledge, as things stand, that he still lives with a gay guy. I'm not entirely sure how this functions, but he's no longer gay. So anyway, he's no longer gay. So that's here. This is good. He's not gay. His boyfriend is. Okay, that's a good explanation. Yeah. But yeah, he was pro-Israel in the past, and now he's pro-Muslim. Abu Bakr al-Puff Daddy, Christ has risen. He has indeed. I'm trying to remember the proper phrasing for that. Amit Yanuka, thanks for teaching me about reality of what Muslims think about me. You're welcome, and thank you. Aussie Abe, what's up, Aussie Abe? Happy Resurrection Day, boys. Christos Anesti. Happy Resurrection Day. Happy Resurrection Day. Christos Anesti Eknikron. I was gonna. This reminds me, this whole conversation, of what Milo just said. Did you see what Milo said about Catholics and Catholics and Muslims versus Protestants and Jews? No, I have to say I'm seriously not interested in anything Milo says anymore. Unless it's like pops up in my feed, which the last thing I saw from him was I shared it in a video, and that was him saying that women only leave Islam when their uncles find their OnlyFans page and crap. And I was like, all right, I'm dope. I seriously am not interested in anything this dude says.
It's kind of funny, man. You're acting to me like you don't care about what Milo says, and then you were the one who literally told me about that.
About what?
About that, what he said about women and Islam.
Yeah, because I said I saw that. I said I'm not interested unless it pops up, which that did, and then I told you.
So you're not interested, but you for some reason pay attention to that very closely. Got it. So here is what Milo said the other day.
That's funny.
It's Catholics and Muslims versus Protestants and Jews. Be on the right side of the line when the curtain comes down.
Oh, here we go. It's Catholics and Muslims versus Protestants and Jews. Which side will the Orthodox take?
The funny thing is, as the Orthodox trend is,
yeah, pretty bad.
the Orthodox would probably be like, we do not side with either of you. We have the truth.
No, they won't. They'd be like, the Orthodox Church will split in two, and half will go on one side and half will go on the other side.
No.
Online Orthobros will join the Muslims. And
no,
and everyone else will adhere to the Orthodox Protestant Brotherhood Alliance that we formed.
No, what the Orthodox would do is they would come on with this scene of this glorious Roman, Greek, Russian music and be like, we shall not side with either of these. We shall go the path of truth. And nobody will pay attention to it. It's like, I'm not trying to mock Orthodox, okay? But it's just funny the way it is. So I still
That's why they haven't made you the Pope yet, man.
I still aspire to be an Orthodox Christian myself, but I find that attitude kind of funny. So Apple Baker. So anyway, let's talk about this for a second. So I posted about this earlier, which is I posted about this and I said the following, and I stand by it. I said the following. I said that those people who hate Jews, or who, many of those people, not all the people, but many of those people who hate Jews a lot also hate Protestant Christians. And it's only a matter of time until they expose themselves. Of course, I said this based on, I said this after Milo made that post. But I also said this before.
Hold up.
What?
You're talking about Milo and then you're talking about exposing themselves. What do you mean by that?
Do not expose Milo. Milo, do not expose yourself. We don't need to see it. So I said most of those who hate Jews also hate Protestant Christians. It's only a matter of time until they expose themselves. So first off, do not expose yourself in public. Secondly, if you're going to expose yourself, do not hold positions that are so ridiculously hateful and reprehensible and just ridiculously nonsensical. This is what Candace Owens does. She hates Protestants and Protestantism. It's what Milo does. She hates Milo. She also hates Protestants and Protestantism. It's what this recent lady.
Milo's about to be your biggest fan after calling him a woman.
Carrie Prejean is recently one that also has basically displayed the same character. Lots of these people do this weird thing. And I must say, I also pointed this out earlier in a post that I made and said that Catholics, especially Catholic bishops, priests, monks, and nuns, are nothing like these people, or Candace Owens, Milo, and Carrie Prejean. Don't let these weirdos who frequently go against mainstream Catholicism distort your view of Catholics. I think this is always very important to me personally, because I think it's a very big problem that these people are hijacking Catholicism and the name of the Catholic faith and the Catholic Church, and they act like, we Catholics, we are best. It's like that Carrie Prejean, people say, oh, she didn't do anything bad, she just went there and just expressed her concerns about Zionism and the genocide. That's not what she did. She literally sat there in a position assigned to her by the government, wrongly, where she's supposed to protect religious freedom, and said that we Catholics, we are against Zionism. When her opponent then said, well, Zionism is just that Israel has the right to exist. Are you against Israel's right to exist? And she said, yeah, well, we Catholics, we don't believe in it, and we Catholics reject it. We Catholics reject that. So the guy clarifies again. So you mean you reject Israel's right to exist? You are against Israel's right to exist? And she says, yes, we Catholics are, which is complete nonsense. No, Catholics are not against Israel's right to exist. And she goes on there and lies and hijacks the Catholic name to start attacking Israel, the Jews. And then she goes on further and sides with CARE, with the Muslim Brotherhood, and starts defending Islamists and Islam. She is a subversive, terrible person, and I'm very, very happy that she got removed. So these people, that they have this new trend of using the name of Catholicism, and it's a vile, and I really don't like it. So I got to point out that it has nothing to do with Catholics. Just like this guy. I mean, does anybody actually think that the Catholics, that the average mainstream Catholic will actually side with will actually side with Muslims against Protestants and Jews? What kind of dummy believes this crap?
Okay, why do all these Catholics always unite with Muslims to attack Protestants and Jews, man?
So you see, it's the fault of the Catholics.
Talk to you, Catholics.
It's the fault of the
coming here in the chat to harass us with your Muslim allies.
Dude, great video from 2 years ago that you posted this weekend. Your mullet pretty cool, but more than that, the Quran affirms the resurrection. First of all, you had a mullet? What the heck?
I did not have a mullet. He's talking about when I had long hair. Block him.
You actually had a mullet.
Block him. You saw me with long hair, man.
Anyway,
it's a minority reading of the Quran that would really sound like the resurrection. There's only one verse in the Quran, everyone, that sounds like, really sounds like it's denying Jesus' death by crucifixion. 355, if an Arabic speaker reads it, it sounds like Jesus died completely. And so you've always had a minority position within Islam. That's what I talk about in the video. You've always had a minority position within Islam that 4157 isn't saying that Jesus actually didn't die and wasn't crucified. It's saying that it's denying that he's dead because of it. Because remember, according to the Quran, do not say of those who died in the way of Allah that they are dead, they're alive. And it's denying that the Jews got the victory over him, because notice that entire passage is not addressing Christians. That's responding to Jews who supposedly were bragging about killing the Messiah. And it says, nope, you didn't kill him or crucify him. And so Muslims say, that means he wasn't killed or crucified. Yeah, no, that's Allah denying that it was that their will was done and they actually stopped them. It's the Quran saying this was all part of Allah's plan. So that's always been a minority position in Islam. 4157 sounds like it's denying the crucifixion. Again, 355 sounds like the opposite.
Where's my phone, man? Where did you put my phone?
Okay, first AP gets a topic completely wrong, and now he's looking for his phone. Yeah. We are professionals, ladies and gentlemen. We're
big time
super experienced streamers.
Apple Baker says Easter 2027, March 28th, AP baptized in Armenian Church. Armenian Church? Why would I be baptized in an Armenian church?
Maybe you convert to Armenian churchism.
Why would I be baptized in Armenian
AP
church?
Joins the Armenian Orthodox Church.
Or maybe I will be best friends with Dan Bilzerian, and then I will bring him to Christianity, and then we will get baptized together. Dan Bilzerian, Kim Kardashian, and me will be baptized together. Jack Ray gifted 5. Jack Ray just gives memberships left and right, man.
No, he's the all-time king of gifting memberships. Like there's not even a close second. If you take the closest second, Jack Ray has done like 10 times more than the closest second.
Thank you, Jack Ray, for doing this and for imprisoning 5 more people into this cult, out of which there is no way except execution. Pat the Milkman, happy Easter Sunday from the UK. God bless, and God bless you, and happy Easter Sunday, which it already is in the UK. Nice. Paul, Laura Loomer is trying to get Milo deported. Love her. I mean, she's kind of crazy, but she's also pretty based.
Well, she's funny.
Yeah, she's funny. Ideology UK says, when you're getting baptized, soldier, David, you owe me £5. You said you'd ask AP for me, Dizzle. I was baptized and confirmed this evening as Catholic, thank God. Congratulations. I'm really happy for you.
What are you talking about? He's part of the alliance. He's part of the Muslim Catholic alliance against Protestants and Jews and Orthodox.
There is no such alliance.
Well, if you do not adhere to our alliance, you guys shall forever be called Orthodox.
Based. So, but hey, very, very happy for you. Ideology UK. For me, it is a little bit complicated. It's taken a while. Luke Blaze, Christianity is based.
It is totally based.
Christianity is based.
It is totally based.
Yeah, it's a good combo. Camden, June, we have to go on every podcast to tell Zut. Yes, we do. I'm Catholic, side of Jews, Protestant, and Orthodox based. Speedrunner, is it too much to ask for people to use third world accurately? Singapore is a third world country. Is it too much? I don't really care who says anything about any world, except if we refer to those countries that I want to see as third world, as third world. Appa Baker, may the risen Christ enlighten their minds and the Holy Spirit convert the souls of Candace, Kerry, Tucker, Mila, Owen Schroyer, Alex Jones. I don't even know who Owen Schroyer is, but yes. Oh yeah, he's that. He's the guy who was also in InfoWars, isn't it? Looney. Yabs, some Catholics do oppose Israel because they believe they are the new Israel, just like Muhammad has a replacement theology. Well, there is this thing called fulfillment theology, which is, and people usually take this very much distorted. It is that certain statements about Israel in the permanent or greater sense refer to the faithful in general, and would then, therefore, in Christianity, refer to Christians. So when, for example, a prayer is said or something in the Psalms is said, and it's a general statement about God helping Israel, it is seen in fulfillment theology, which both Catholicism and Orthodoxy and some Protestants abide by. A prayer for Israel or a psalm that is for Israel is then seen as for the believers, thereby for Christians today in general. But some people take this a little bit too far and start thinking that literally every single reference in the Bible is just about Christians and no longer about the Jews or the other people of Israel. For example, an example is that in Jeremiah it says that it's God directly, very clearly talking about those people, that collective, and God saying to them that God has that He has loved Israel with an everlasting love. He's clearly speaking to them, right? He's clearly speaking to the people of Israel, to the Jews in that time. Now you can of course take certain other general statements in the Bible when they talk about Israel in fulfillment theology as referring to believers in general and thereby to Christians today. But in that context, that is clearly talking about the Israelites, clearly talking about the Jews. And it clearly says that God loved them with an everlasting love. There is no way that you can somehow reinterpret that or replace that. It's just nonsensical. And it also is in alignment and inconsistency, or it is consistent with Paul in Romans saying that God has made an eternal, unbroken promise to them, that he loves them for the sake of their patriarchs, and he does not break his promises. That's what it says in Romans 11. That's how Paul still talks about Jews after the coming of Jesus and after the persecution of the Christians at the hand of the Jewish leadership. He still says that God has a special love for them that will never be broken. So, even in replacement or fulfillment theology, things are not quite as simple. They are much more nuanced, but people like to take this kind of stuff completely. They like to put it on their head. They like to take things out of context and mischaracterize, mislead them. And it's always so funny when I, in discussions, bring up parts of the New Testament of the scripture and go into Romans 9 through 11. It is very, very clear. I mean, it's a very good example, actually, right? Romans 9 through 11. Romans 9 through 11. Let's pull it up here. Here is Paul, who writes in an epistle to the Romans. He speaks here, I speak the truth in Christ, I am not lying. My conscience confirms it through the Holy Spirit. I have great sorrow and unceasing anguish in my heart, for I could wish that I were myself cursed and cut off from Christ for the sake of my people, those of my own race, the people of Israel. What is this talking about? Israel is here clearly the Jewish people, right? It's nobody else. It cannot possibly in any sense refer to anybody else. It is clearly talking about the Jews, the people of Israel. They are those who do not accept Christ. And he clearly says that he feels such anguish, such sorrow for them, for his own people, the people of Israel, the Jews, that he would, if he could, cut himself off for them, for their salvation. Theirs is the adoption to sonship. Theirs is the divine glory, the covenants. Look, this is how he speaks about Jews. How dare you come today and reinterpret this? Theirs is the adoption to sonship. This is still Paul saying it about the Jews, those Jews who reject Jesus. There's the divine glory, the covenants, the receiving of the law, the temple worship, and the promises. The promises. Theirs are the patriarchs, and from them is traced the human ancestry of the Messiah, who is God over all, forever praised. Amen. This is how Paul talks about Jews who reject Jesus in his time. And you have people coming today and being completely describing stuff like this as, oh, this is just Christian Zionism. It's just Protestant Christian Zionism. We don't believe in that. You're trying to suck up to Jews. Why are you licking the Jews' butts? Dude, this is literally Paul. This is your scripture saying it, man. And furthermore, it says that God will eventually reconcile the Jews with the Gentiles. And this holds to this day. It says, do not consider yourselves superior to those other branches, meaning the Jews. So Christians should not consider themselves superior to those Jews who have rejected Jesus. Do not be arrogant, but tremble. It says God is able to graft them in again. Furthermore, what it says here is, this is one of the most beautiful things. I read this when I was not a Christian, and I thought, wow, man. He says here, this is Romans 11, 25 to 32. I do not want you to be ignorant of this mystery, brothers and sisters, so that you may not be conceited. Israel has experienced a hardening in part, until the full number of Gentiles has come in. And in this way, all Israel will be saved. All Israel will be saved. Here, Israel clearly doesn't refer to, oh, it just means us, it's Christians, because the church is the new Israel. No, it's all Israel, the Jews and the Gentiles here. As it is written, the deliverer will come from Zion. He will turn godlessness away from Jacob, and this is my covenant with them when I take away their sins. Once again about Jews. As far as the gospel is concerned, this is kind of funny because this sounds at the same time very harsh, but also very, very good. As far as the gospel is concerned, they are enemies for your sake. Those Jews who reject Jesus. That's what it says. But as far as election is concerned, they are loved on account of the patriarchs, because God's gifts and his call are irrevocable. This ties into what I just said earlier. In Jeremiah, it says, God says to the Jews, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Did God lie to the Jews when he said, I loved you with an everlasting love? No. As a Christian, you can't accept that God made a false statement to the Jews. So, Paul also points out here, as far as the gospel is concerned, especially in a time where they were being persecuted by the Jewish leadership, they are enemies for the gospel's sake. However, they were chosen. They are chosen. As far as election is concerned, they are loved on account of the patriarchs, because God's gifts and his call are irrevocable. Just as you who were at one time disobedient to God have now received mercy as a result of their disobedience, so they too have now become disobedient in order that they too may now receive mercy as a result of God's mercy to you. For God has bound everyone over to disobedience, so that he may have mercy on them all. It's very, very clear. Any reinterpretation by people today just goes against the Bible. Against the Bible. What do you say, David? What are your objections to this?
Israel is obviously the church there.
Based. Based. Sean McDonald says, good news, AP. On the 11th, I will become a cat human and away my baptism in the Orthodox Church. Your journey to the church was inspiring. Based. By away, did you mean start or something?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Yeah. But it does make sense that it would say start. What was it? I don't know. Whatever it is. I'm very happy to hear that. Very, very happy to hear that. Very glad for you. Very, very happy for you. You will probably be ahead of me in that journey. I am very slow in that journey. So I'm an extraordinary case.
The path to popery is a long road, man. It's a long road to becoming pope.
Yeah. La di la 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 la.
La 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 di da di. We like to party.
No, that AP become non-denominational, please. This is so funny to me. Like, why did non-denominational? I hope this is a joke.
Yeah, we're not interested in your sectarianism, man. Just be a Christian. Not, oh, I have to join this gang within Christianity.
I think this is a joke, isn't it?
But I really like their hats and stuff over there in the Orthodox Church.
No, I really like the Catholics and I really like the Catholic Church, but Black Angel, to your disappointment, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, Black Angel, especially with you guys forming this huge alliance with Muslims against Protestants and Jews and Orthodox. The Protestant, Orthodox, Jewish Brotherhood Alliance.
I have too many problems with the authority of the Pope and the things that they have said over the last 50, 60 years. Of course, that shouldn't deter a Catholic from being Catholic, or that shouldn't drive a Catholic to leave Catholicism. But it's just, it gets in my way.
Yeah, can't you be one of those Catholics that says, oh, everyone after this Pope is not a real Pope or something?
They're worse.
Oh, never mind then. I take
They're
it back.
worse.
I withdraw my recommendation.
They shouldn't be doing that. According to Catholicism, they shouldn't be doing that. They're contradicting their own theology and their own church authority by doing that. It's just, if you have a problem with the church leadership and all that, you shouldn't leave the church and have your own sect that goes.
Well. You kind of can, right? You can kind of say, hey, we don't like all this Pope stuff, man. We're going to go out and start a different group. It's weird. They're kind of like Protestants, but still. It's like Protestants who don't want to acknowledge they're Protestants. What's going on there?
Now they're like, oh, you have left the real popery. We are the real pope, guys. And there is no actual pope until a real pope comes back. The seat is empty. While at the same time believing that the seat will never be empty. Good news, AP. St. Miles liked, share, and subscribe, sharing this channel on other social media platforms. May the Lord bless you both. May the Lord bless you too. Share it everywhere you can on TikTok, Instagram, PayPal, Pinterest. Share it everywhere.
Hey.
What?
Hey, to be a cool Catholic group to start if there isn't one that believes like the true Pope is hidden, like the 12th Imam. You know what I mean? He's like in a cave or a well somewhere, just waiting.
He's hiding.
You're hiding.
The Pope is hiding. What are my buttons? I can't find my buttons anymore because I haven't used them.
You see what Apu Pakar Al Puff Daddy said? He said Catholics fought alongside Muslims before Protestants existed. You're hiding. He said Catholics formed an alliance with Muslims before Protestants even existed.
When did they do that?
What?
When did they do that?
When did they do what?
When did they form an alliance?
He just said it right there. Catholics fought alongside Muslims before Protestants existed.
You see? Well, the funny thing is, anyway, let's not get into schismatic politics and history. Luther sided with. I was just gonna point that out, and then decided not to say it, and then I see you made a super chat about specifically that.
Oh look! This guy has a problem. This guy has a problem with Protestants getting along with Turks. Imagine that. All right, AP. Apu Pakar Al Puff Daddy says, you and Hatun, you got to go. We can't like you guys. We're mortal enemies because you're Turks.
La 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 la. Luther sided with the Turks against the Pope. Yeah. So what he did was, the thing with Martin Luther is that he's not considered by anyone most people, to be like this great hero that you shall not criticize.
He's the Pope of Protestantism. Every word he said is true.
And so he did and said some really, really messed up and clearly objectionable and wrong things. And one of those things was, of course, his whole idea that that you shouldn't be fighting the Turks, the Muslims, and you should just let them come and overrun you, basically. Stuff like that. We shouldn't side with the Catholics against the Muslims, stuff like that. It's kind of funny. Luther then was kind of like how the extreme Catholics or heretical Catholics are today, politically speaking.
Wait. Was he one of the guys? I've heard it about some of the Protestants back then, that they viewed Islam as like punishment for so it was like punishment for their sin and heresy and stuff like this, and therefore you're not supposed to fight against the punishment when it comes.
Yeah.
Something along those. I've heard some people thought that.
I read this a long time ago. I think he wrote a letter about this, or he wrote in one of his books about it. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was a letter or multiple letters. A punishment. Let me see. I seem to Martin Luther on Islam and the Turks. On War Against the Turks. Okay, that's what it was called. It was a book. Vom Kriege wider die Türken. That's the lead title of the book. Vom Kriege wider die Türken. Means
war.
On War Against the Turks. Vom Kriege wider die Türken in German. By Martin Luther. It was on several pamphlets and sermons by Martin Luther about Islam.
I can't agree with what the book says, but that's a banging title.
It is.
War Against the Turks.
It is.
Ha!
If it just made a good point, that would be nice.
I'm gonna make a video called "On War Against the Turks,"
and they put me on the thumbnail.
You and Hatun.
It was a book about Islam and resistance to the Ottoman Empire during the critical period of territorial expansion of the Ottoman Empire in Europe, marked by the capture of Buda and 1526 and the siege of Vienna. 1520.
See,
This
they
is such
defeated
a
the
mess-
Buddhists.
This is such a messed up time to write about. Like this was the most critical time, the most critical battle in the history of the fight between the Ottomans and Europe.
Wait, was he talking? Hey, you Lutherans out there. Wait, was he saying don't stop these guys from taking Vienna? Because it's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm about to become a Catholic if he said that.
Yeah, this is messed up. So this was the siege of Vienna is where they came the closest to taking over. Then 100 years after this, when was that? Decades after this, I have a terrible memory with years. When was the next one? Any clarification? Ottoman Habsburg Wars. 16 Battle of Vienna. Where's the Battle of Vienna?
1611, only way to heaven, King James.
After this was the Battle of Vienna, which was the deciding point at which basically the decline of the Ottoman Empire began.
I think you mean basically.
Battle of Vienna was that was 1683. That was Battle of Vienna, but this year was the first time that they came close to actually trying to penetrate. And I'm sorry for saying the word penetrate.
Not in a Zoot sense, guys.
Not in a Zoot sense. Yeah, definitely not in a Zoot sense.
Although, if they had taken Vienna, that would have happened a whole bunch.
The idea of taking Vienna at the time was that Vienna was considered basically the capital of Europe, of Western Europe, of the Holy Roman Empire, of the empire that is basically the one thing that is at the center, or at the Christian center of Europe to people at this time. So Vienna was like a very, very crucial thing to take. For the Ottomans to take Vienna, it would be a symbolic victory over the Christians.
That would have been like taking Constantinople, man.
Yeah.
But would have been even closer to home for lots of people in Europe. Although, hey, look at this.
What?
Go.
What?
Go.
Look at what?
Go down. Show who won.
Nevertheless, Vienna was able to survive the siege, which ultimately lasted just over 2 weeks. This siege came in the aftermath of the who won? Oh, here, yeah, okay, this is what you mean. Casualties and losses. Outcome. What happened is result Habsburg victory. Here, there you go. Christians
you hear
won.
that, everyone? Christians won. That battle, that victory was as delicious as the tiny sausages for which the city was named.
And then came this one here, which was the ultimate showdown and started the decline and downfall of the Ottoman Empire. The Battle of Vienna, where they almost did it, where Europe almost fell, where the European West almost fell, where the Ottomans gathered everything they had, and walked towards and besieged Vienna. And then along came, this is like the proudest moment of Polish people in their history, the proudest, and justifiedly so. And I went to Poland myself, and you can see the statues everywhere. This guy here, Jan Sobieski, or John III Sobieski, came down like a hero, just like in that Lord of the Rings scene, with his winged hussars, and came to save Europe, to save the Christian West. He came down so gloriously and saved everything.
Yep. And the city, which prior to that was called Uppingfoth City, was so overjoyed that they said, Polish people, make any request and it shall be granted for saving us. And they said, we want you to name your city after Polish sausages. And then they compromised and named them after Vienna sausages.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And what did Poland get in return for this? Nothing.
Yeah, everyone makes fun of them for being stupid still.
Yeah. But anyway, so this is where Martin Luther was like, oh, don't fight back against the Turks. Don't fight back against the Turks. Dummy.
That's some pretty stupid stuff.
Dummy.
Dumb Luther. Hey, he's lucky I wasn't around because he'd have been like, hey, look at all this messed up stuff and all these indulgences and stuff in the Catholic Church. And I'd be like, yeah, he's got a point there. Look at all that messed up stuff. And then he'd have been like, hey, let the Muslims invade and take Vienna. I'd be like, all right, dude, I got a thesis I'm gonna nail to your church door, man.
Dude, why are you attacking?
It's about you being stupid about war.
Why are you attacking the prophet and pope of the Protestants? What's wrong with you?
That's the cool thing about being Protestant, man. I can say this dude said some stupid stuff.
Yeah. He argued against resisting the Turks, whom he presented as a scourge intentionally sent by God to sinning Christians. And that resisting it would have been equivalent to resisting the will of God. What a stupid thing to say. I mean, I'm sorry, but with all due respect, what a stupid thing to say. This position had been initially held by Erasmus as well, but it was strongly criticized by authors such as Thomas More. It is a gentle holiness to abstain for devotion from resisting the Turk, and in the meanwhile to rise up in routs and fight against Christian men, and destroy, as that sect has done, many a good religious house, spoiled, maimed, and slain many a good Christian virtuous man, robbed, polluted, and pulled down many a goodly church of Christ. Based. Thomas More was based.
It is totally based.
No disrespect to Protestants, but Thomas More was totally based. So anyway, what are we talking about? Oh yeah.
Some random person that you mistakenly thought was Kash Patel's daughter, because you believe you're not like Muhammad, because I was about to say, because you're like Muhammad, you believe everything you read, but that wouldn't have made any sense. They called Muhammad the ear because he would believe everything he heard. They should call you the eye because you believe everything you see, apparently. On X.
When did I say she's his daughter?
You said it like 19 times.
Just making things up now. 33. Yes. AP is AP. That's pretty true. I agree with that. I'm making a super chat from Jahannam. Who is this South Indian baddie? Hey, that's true. You're dead. What the heck? You're dead and you're still here. What is this, man? Loaves of bread. I wonder if Allah's shin is a misunderstanding of Shaddai, represented by the Hebrew letter shin. Also used in the Hebrew for the body part, probably. Abu Baker, Catholic Catechism, paragraphs 839 to 840. I'm not going to go into bashing Catholics now. Okay, I'm sick of it.
Yeah, we're not going to do it. Apu Pakar al Puff Daddy. We're not going to sit here bashing Catholics, man.
Yeah, just because you want to bash Catholics, go do that somewhere else. Go do that on your anti-Catholic channels.
Yeah. See,
we're not bashing Catholics here.
Yeah, he saw us bashing Luther, and he's like, "Ooh, they should bash Catholics too." And we're like, "No."
Carrie Pregene, what does Paul know? Listen to me.
Yeah. World-renowned scholar of religion and beauty pageant runner-up, Carrie Pregene.
And sex tapes. Nude model, sex tape star, supermodel, influencer, and Christian scholar, Carrie Pregene. Dude, don't talk trash about her just because of...
And spokeswoman for all Catholics of all time.
Big Yahoo lied. I never died. I merely transitioned into an ethereal form, and now I'm witnessing the Iranian victory. Also, it's hot here, so send fans. We don't send fans down there. Build your own fans. Lee Strobel on PBD. West Huff episode on Nicaea.
Tomorrow. Wait. Are you gonna be joining me tomorrow? You got stuff to do.
You didn't
Wait,
say
no,
why.
it's not even a holiday for you. What am I thinking?
It should be a holiday for you.
Orthodox don't believe in Easter. Oh yeah, no. Point was we're gonna check out Lee Strobel's Case for Christ on PBD. People are saying it's his most important episode ever.
Who is Lee Strobel? Sean McDonald. Catholics have the hats. Orthodox have the beards and the drip. Orthodox also have hats.
And Protestants have the truth.
Yo Johanna. I mean, depending on what Protestants you talk about, right? With the hats and the gear and all that.
The cool
shit.
ones.
Yo Johanna BR. Wait. You're saying that the cool ones are the ones that have like drip and beard and hats?
No, the cool Protestants.
Are you the cool Protestants have that stuff? That's what you're saying? Okay. Yo Johanna BR. What's up, Johanna? How you doing? Ephesians 2:3 also clearly explains our union in connection with Romans 9:11. We are heirs with Israel, not separated. Israel, sorry. That's based. Ephesians 3:6. The mystery is that through the gospel, the Gentiles are heirs together with Israel, members together of one body, and sharers together in the promise in Christ Jesus.
It is totally based.
I appreciate that. Thank you for putting scripture here. Axeixus says, how on earth do replacement mythologians square Joel 4:1-2 and Amos 9:14-15? They just hate Jews. All right, I'm going to do it for them, just to show you that you're wrong. Here, let me show it to you how wrong you are. All right. Let's see what you got here. What you got going here. Let's open the Bible here. Let's open the scripture. Let's have a look. No results found. The heck? Here. Israel to be destroyed. What did you say? 9:14. All right. Let's see. They will rebuild the ruined cities and live in them. They will plant vineyards and drink their wine. They will make gardens and eat their fruit. I will plant Israel in their own land, never again to be uprooted from the land I have given them. Well, you see, so this is a metaphor. It is all about how God will plant a land in the heart and the soul of the body. Something like that. See, problem solved. All right. God's message to you. I'm getting baptized today. Please pray for me. I'm very, very happy. I congratulate you. And I'm also jealous. Susan Lee. Vienna just recently refused to have a statue of Jan Sobieski installed because it might offend the Muslims. I know it's because Europeans have been kind of castrated in that regard. His statue should be everywhere. Most humblest AP. That's right. And hi David Wood. Based. AP, maybe you want to host a woman called Zoe from Quillette. She's former leftist who even volunteered with Syrian refugees. Now she's very anti-Islam. Who is Zoe? Never heard of her. She can't be that important if I have never heard of her. Zoe. Who's Zoe? I don't know who that is. Zoe. Content director and podcast host Quillette. Oh, I think, is this her? I follow her and she follows me. I assume that it says Quillette right here. So
I'm just saying, Zoe should have a Y on the end of it, like Joey. Otherwise, it always looks like Zoe.
To me, it looks like Zoo. I don't know. I see this and I think Zoo.
There's not supposed to be an umlaut on an E, man.
Zoo. You can't do umlauts on E's. It only works on A-O-U. It's A-O-U. Learn
No
German.
E's, no I's.
Yes, learn German. But yeah, I'll consider this Paul. I'll consider it. Yeah, Muslim.
Yeah, Muslim.
Space Cadet FM. I forgot that I have it on my soundboard. Speedrunner. Protestants have Mike Winger better than any hair. This is true. I mean, I think that the biggest downside of being a Catholic or an Orthodox is that you don't have Mike Winger on your team. That would be my one criticism of the Orthodox Church, honestly. Jepister says, would Sedevacantis be right if Mike Winger became the Pope?
I would totally join those Sedevacantists, man.
That's funny. All right. Now, where's the video that I was going to review? Let's see. Where's the video of Priya Patel? Oh, first of all, I want to look at what she actually said and what she went viral for. So this is it. This is her video.
This is your friendly reminder that immigration without assimilation
Hold up. This the Zoe chick or the chick on Piers Morgan?
This is Priya Patel.
Okay, this is Priya Patel. So this is the chick you think is the daughter of the director of... She doesn't even look like him, man.
She is literally the daughter of every single Indian man that there is.
I'm just saying, if she was his daughter, she would have one eye looking this way and one eye looking that way.
And she would look constantly crazy.
Yeah. By little side note, I'm not attacking resting crazy face. I think I might put, if you want to intimidate people, I might pick someone with resting crazy face for some important positions.
I don't know. He looks pretty intimidating. If he was talking to me, I would be scared.
If that dude was talking to you and he's like, I control the entire FBI, I'm like, I agree with you, man. Whatever you say, I agree with you, dude. Just keep that FBI stuff away from me.
Even David would be scared.
I'd be terrified, man.
Yeah.
No, those dudes are scary, man. You got a dude who's like looking right at you, but like he's also looking at someone else, and he's like he can track other people. You don't mess with those dudes, man.
It's a superpower. It's an ability that most people don't have. So, how many people can look into multiple directions and follow multiple things at once with both eyes? It's crazy.
This is your friendly reminder that immigration without assimilation is invasion. Got it?
That's all she said.
Hang on. Let's do a 12-hour podcast to address this 6-second clip.
For which Piers Morgan was like, well, hang on. How could you say that? How could you say that? You can't say that. What do you mean? That's disgusting. Where did I put the show, man? I had it literally up here. Piers Morgan Uncensored. Piers Morgan censored. Let's speak the truth about what Piers Morgan actually is. It's censored. It's very clearly censored.
This is your friendly reminder that immigration without assimilation is invasion.
Look at all the white nationalists that were commenting on her social media pages. That's what's...
What? So Piers had her on over a 6-second clip, and then who's this dork? Someone to respond to her and saying she's completely wrong, Piers? Or who?
This guy is some leftist Brian Shapiro. It's one of those this is funny. One of those suicidal people. I'm telling by his name, it's clearly of Jewish origin.
Mm-hmm.
And he's.
Are you going to trust anyone named Shapiro, man?
He's one of those self-hating, suicidal kind of people, as it seems.
Anyone who's agreeing with this guy. So now you agree with anyone named Shapiro, eh? Anything they say? Good to know.
The funny thing is, I don't find anything when I Google his name, except this article written by some guy saying, examining the Brian Shapiro controversy and basically destroying him over and over for being a fraud and all that.
I can't take him seriously because of his hat, man. Like if you're walking down the street in that would be one thing, but you appear on Piers Morgan and that's what you go with? Now,
the funny thing is I turned on this video and I wasn't watching it. I was just looking through where she gets to talk. Then I saw that she had that Piers had this guy on, James Fishback, who tries to run for governor of
Hold up.
Florida.
Hang on. His name is Fishback.
Yes. And I don't know where this was, but at some point, Piers says to him, "Well, why are you still going on? There's no chance that you're going to win. So why are you continuing?" It's just because the guy in polls has like less than 10% of the vote, or just 10% among young people, or something like that. And he still talks every day like, "When I am governor of Florida," like, dude, you're not going to become governor.
Dude, I've never seen or heard of this guy before, but when you just said that, it reminded me of LaRouche. I haven't heard from him in years, but they used to be, his followers used to be outside of post offices, and they'd be holding up signs saying "Bow to your next president," and I'm like, do any of you seriously believe that this guy's going to be the next president?
Probably.
7th, you said this. So,
and for some reason, the first part of the show is just between this guy and an OF, online adult content millionaire, which I thought is very, very.
Why does she look perpetually stunned?
I don't know.
She's like this.
.5.
Wait, hang on. Oh, OnlyFans. I was like, why would Pierce have her on discussing something? Because this dude wants to tax. What'd you say he wants to? He wants to tax what? OnlyFans or something?
I specifically said OF, and then you just go ahead and say it.
Yeah. Oh. But wait. So he wants to tax. He wants to make a tax on what exactly?
On adult creators. I don't know. I don't really care. Syntax on adult creators. Something like that.
I mean, that's kind of like taxing. I'm kind of like, yeah, tax the crap out of them, man. If you're gonna tax like cigarettes and stuff to try and, okay, but it's kind of like taxing like prostitution. I guess they do that in some place. I don't know, man. That's weird stuff.
It's weird stuff. But anyway, I really don't care.
Used with the
Thank you.
Thanks, Piers.
The term viral is chronically overused, but there's no question it applies to Priya Patel, the Conservative influencer whose video on immigration has been viewed 30 million times this week so far.
This is your friendly reminder that immigration without assimilation is invasion. Got it?
Well,
Wait, this has been viewed 30 million times? Is that what he just
Why?
said?
I've been hearing that for years. What's it like? Pretty girl says it.
30 million times.
30 million times.
30 million. AP, make a video of yourself saying it.
Whose video on immigration has been viewed 30 million times this week.
What the hell? Where was this viewed? What in the...
Look at how many views it had on X. Is that where you showed that from? Is that where did you show the clip from? Was that on X?
I believe it was on X. Here. Oh,
30
what
million.
I didn't even check the view count when I pulled it up.
30 million.
What the heck, man? Damn. I didn't even know of this video until this morning. So why do people think this is a smart comeback? Why in the world do some dumb people think that this is actually a smart comeback?
Look, she's secretly white.
That she sees herself as white in the mirror. That she thinks she's white. How in the world is this considered a smart comeback? I am not of Western European ethnic origin. I, however, do believe that Western Europe...
He's of Southern European origin, namely Greek.
...has a far superior and much better culture compared to most of the world, in fact. And that if people from other cultures that are destructive want to come here, I am in support of those culture or those people changing themselves and adapting to the culture that they come into in order to keep up this beautiful, superior culture. I am completely of this opinion, and that has nothing to do with how I look or with what my ethnic origins are. How in the world does her being Indian or of Indian origin or of half Indian origin in any way distort or change the validity of her message? It does not at all. She's completely right. I
Yeah,
agree
that-
with every single word that she said. What the hell is this?
Yeah, and that stuff's always weird because it's like it's like you can't have your ideas are determined by your race, and if you have an idea I don't like, it means you're trying to be a different race. You know what I mean? Isn't that weird?
That's ridiculous. It's pretty retarded. This often comes up by, or is often made by people who are supposedly against racism. They're supposedly against racism, but they expect you to act exactly as people of your race act. Ridiculous, man. 30 million views, jeez. Anyway,
you should remake that video exactly 6 seconds and see what happens.
I'll sit down exactly like this and say,
This is your friendly reminder that immigration without assimilation is invasion.
that's exactly what I will say, and it will get.
And you have to do that same.
It will get 45 million views. I'll tell you.
That would be funny. And then you'll be on Piers Morgan, dude.
Far.
Can't be because
Hang on.
Piers Morgan blocked me.
Now we've got a Greek Turkish dude who said, hang on.
This is your friendly reminder that immigration without assimilation is invasion. Got it?
Well, the problem with viral clips, of course, is that you never know if the 6-second sensation can back up their hubris on the big stage. So we thought we'd put.
What did he just say? That's a weird way of starting the conversation.
Hold on. Just kind of like, just scroll forward so I can see. Is it just her and that dork?
Yeah.
How did he not have? I understand it's completely different topics, but Piers, you guys seriously dropped the ball. You should have had her debating that Sophie chick, and then it wouldn't have mattered what Sophie said in response. Everyone would have watched it, man.
Who is Sophie?
That OnlyFans chick, man.
Oh.
The OF.
Piers called AP annoying prick. Oh yeah,
that is pretty funny because it's your initials, right? That was
no,
funny.
He probably didn't even realize that.
If he didn't realize it, then it was just accidentally hilarious. But if he did it, then he's the king of. Because you do that, right? When you join my show, I don't show the names, but you always come up with some stupid version of AP and what it stands for, apostate pope and this, that. The other day it was Anthony Podgers.
That's true. That's what I do. What the heck? I'm trying to look for Pierce's comment where he called me an annoying prick and I can't find it.
Maybe he changed his mind about you and he thinks you're a stand-up guy now.
Did he delete it? What the hell?
Yeah, that was like the highlight of your entire X career.
I'm even searching just on his profile for the word annoying and I can't find it. Oh, okay, I found it. I found it. So here's Piers talking about me. Hey, Piers Morgan, why did you block Apostate Prophet? Said Mish, and he said,
"Oh yeah, that was unintentional. That was not
because he's an annoying prick, and I have a strict block all annoying pricks policy."
Yeah, that was totally accidental. That was totally accidental because it wasn't someone calling you AP.
Yeah.
That was not witty or funny, guys.
It wasn't funny. Would Sedivik Cantus be right if Mike Winger became the party? Yes. No.
How many times are you going to ask that?
I don't know. I thought I didn't show that. Okay, here now.
It's got a huge kickback. This post coming back up. Well, the problem with viral clips, of course, is that you never know if the 6-second sensation can back up their hubris on the big stage. So we thought we'd put it to a test with an uncensored debate. Joining me now
a
are
very
Priya
interesting
Patel, the aforementioned
daughter of
influencer,
Kash Patel.
hero, host of Pushing the Limits. So first of all, Bright Spirit, this got a huge kickback, this very short video. It's gone hugely viral, obviously. The main sort of issue that people have had with this is that Priya Patel is basically lecturing people about immigration in the United States, but is called Priya Patel and therefore presumably has a heritage which might be in conflict with the statement. But what's your view of this?
And especially considering that her father is the head of the FBI while being in India. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, Piers, good to be back with you. Good to see you. Yeah, you're right. This video.
I mean, I want to make a comment quickly about this. Is basically about what I just talked about. Piers Morgan is having the very same. I get that he's the talk show host, and he even says that at the end of the show, that the purpose of the show is to inform, entertain, and what does he say? Irritate. That's what he says. So he actually says that at the end of the show. I didn't notice that. So I get that he just asks a stupid question like this, even if he himself doesn't hold the position, just to set up something annoying for his other guest. But he's also making that point. So why is she lecturing us about immigration when she herself is clearly an immigrant?
And why is Piers unbuttoning his shirt so low, trying to show off his cleavage?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Heritage which might be in conflict with the statement. But what's your view of this?
Well, first of all, Piers, good to be back with you. Good to see you. Yeah, you're right. This video certainly went viral. My issue is look at all the white nationalists that were commenting, and she knows this, on her social media pages. That's what's concerning to me, the hatred and the white nationalists that are commenting there. That would be issue number one. Issue number two for me, listen, I have no problem with people.
Wait, you're saying white nationalists are agreeing with the brown woman?
Yeah. That means they're racist.
And how many jihadis are going to be liking this dude for whining about it?
If people of different backgrounds agree with you, then you are a representation for them, and therefore you are bad. So
learning the language and taking some classes and learning the history of America and culture, I have no problem with that at all. But what I want in this country, and I think what most people want in this country, is diversity as well. Now we can go back to her family.
I really wonder if most people in America just so badly want diversity. Americans are like, I want diversity. This country has been built on the principle of diversity, and I want more of that. I am sick that we don't take care of diversity when all we want is diversity. Diversity makes America great again. I wonder if there's a poll for that. Let's see.
Don't know a lot about her family, but in my opinion, a lot of her views and a lot of the stuff that she talks about would lead to her never being born in this country to begin with. And I think that's where she's getting some of the pushback. Listen,
wait, did she say no diversity, or did she say you need to assimilate?
That's exactly what she said.
And I'm just wondering, I mean, if she's such a white supremacist, and then if her white supremacist policies were enacted, then, I mean, she wouldn't even be allowed here, and she's being cheered on by all the white supremacists.
Immigration without assimilation.
Without assimilation is invasion.
I wanted to take that back one more time. I don't actually fully agree, but I agree to an extent.
Everything would have to be to an extent, right? Like,
yeah. I would agree. I mean, I would say immigration without integration. Assimilation is kind of, I also agree with assimilation to an extent. It's just to what extent? What exactly do we mean when we say assimilation? How far does the assimilation go? I think that if people of different backgrounds and cultures come to a country, a Western country, they should leave any of their, for example, religious beliefs behind, which are clearly against this host culture and for the destruction and overturning and taking over of this country. I think they should leave those beliefs behind. In fact, I think when it comes to Muslims, for example, I think that Muslims have a general obligation in the West to leave Islam and to embrace a different religion or to become Christians. I think that, this is not me saying that all Muslim immigration should be banned or all Muslim immigration is horrible.
That's exactly what you said.
Bad. What I mean by that is that, yes, I would say that when Muslims come to the West, that is a form of invasion. If massive numbers of Muslims came to the West, regardless of of the beliefs they hold, regardless of the Islamic ideas that they hold, if 5 million Muslims immigrate and come to a Western country, I would describe that as an invasion. Because there is something fundamental about Islam that is incompatible and that is hostile to Western culture and countries. So that's that. I wouldn't necessarily say that that every single immigrant who comes to the West should completely let go of their own culture entirely and should completely and fully adopt the host culture. Although I would say they should adapt and integrate and become a functioning part of this culture, of the host
Dude,
culture.
that's the just so you know, that's the American idea. Like Europe and America were different. America, the idea was the melting pot, right? You agree on the fundamentals, but other than that, you all melt together. In Europe, the idea became multiculturalism. You have multiple cultures, and they don't become one thing, right? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, for me, it's like, okay, do you believe in freedom of speech? Do you believe in freedom of religion? Do you believe in these fundamental principles and stuff like that? You have to agree on that stuff. Other than that, hey, you can Filipinos, you can keep your lumpia, and we'll all share.
Especially Filipinos, I think they shouldn't be here at all. Like they should all
Said that because my wife's half Filipino. I was just thinking, I do like some lumpia, man. No, and the Filipinos are a good idea. They maintain their identity as Filipinos, and they have all sorts of meetings and parties and stuff like that. And they do this. They love line dancing and stuff. They have parties for absolutely everything. It'll be like, this is my daughter's halfway graduation from second grade and stuff like that. And they'll have this big party over, and stuff like that. But they also love America. And so totally cool with me. Yeah. So with me, it's, are you here to eventually overthrow and, take over? Is that your goal? And if that, I don't care if you're Muslim, communist, or what it is, stop that nonsense, man.
completely disagree. Anyway.
And I would guess that she's thinking something along the same lines, and this dude just has to misrepresent it because he's embarrassed because of his stupid hat.
The funny thing is that both Piers and the other dork can do nothing except misrepresent her position the entire time.
Some of the hateful comments that she's received. But like I said, there's a lot of comments on her social media and a lot of white nationalists. That's very concerning to me, Piers, and I have a serious problem with that. And that's not culture of America, and that's where my issue lies here.
Okay. Well, Priya Patel, you're the woman of the moment this week. This has gone massively viral. First of all, are you surprised by how much pickup this has had, this clip?
To be honest, I am surprised with the amount of attention that it's gotten, but not surprised altogether, because I've had a viral video that hit on a very similar point prior to this. It didn't go nearly as viral, so of course that is shocking. But yes, I understand that it is a very provocative statement coming from somebody named Priya Patel. However, of course, these people have no idea about my family history and my background.
Right, which is perfectly fair enough. So let's just clear that up, because I think that's obviously key to the whole debate, because you were born in the United States. Is that right?
Yes.
Right, but where were your parents from? Are they from the United States or somewhere else?
My mother is from the United States. My father immigrated here as a young boy, and from England, actually, not from India.
Okay. So he's English.
Yeah,
why don't you go back to where you're from if you don't like our idea? Oh, wait. Huh.
You can already see where Piers is going with this. It's
Well, hang on. I just like the idea. Like, I mean, it's just hilarious. Like this dude, your ideas aren't welcome here. Oh, wait, that's what she was saying. That you got a similar.
why are you a foreigner trying to tell us
How
what we
dare
should not be
you!
doing? You don't even belong here.
You're not allowed to have whatever idea you want. Go back to where you came.
from.
You're not assimilating to my views.
We don't do this in the West. Go back where you came from if you think this is right.
He was born in Uganda, immigrated to England when he was about 3 years old after the dictator Idi Amin chased out all of the Indians out of Uganda and waited their turn to be able to come to the United States and did so when he was in his teenage years.
So you say all the
So her father was born in Uganda among Indians who lived in Uganda. From there, fled along with the Indians in general to because of the dictator Idi Amin, who was a murderous bastard, to the UK, from where he came to the US. All right, is any of this at all in contradiction with what the position she holds?
Oh,
No.
hey, man. I don't know if you were going to cover these, but some of her responses to stuff are interesting. Like she responded to a Piers Morgan uncensored clip with the quote, "When you take an entire group of people and say they are lesser than us, that is pure bigotry." So I don't know if that was Piers saying that or, oh no, that was Brian Shapiro saying it. And she posted a response saying, "Yes, the Islamic world largely supports and encourages vile, barbaric, and oppressive behaviors and practices like rape, incest, polygamy, child marriage, and etc. American culture is in every way, shape, and form superior to that. There are over 50 Islamic countries. Go live there if that is your preferred way of life. But those cultures are not welcome here in the United States. Thank you for your attention to this matter."
Unacceptable they were allowed here in the first place. I mean, she's consistent. The Islamic world largely supports and encourages vile, barbaric, and oppressive behaviors, practices like rape, incest, polygamy, child marriage, and etc. American culture is in every way, shape, and form superior to that. True. There are over 50 Islamic countries. Go live there if that is your preferred way of life. But those cultures are not welcome here in the United States. Pretty based. I wish that the United States also held this idea in general, though. So,
oh, hey, Sneeko responded to her as well, and she responded to that. So you could scroll down and find Sneeko responding to her. Right, there you go, Sneeko.
Okay, sneaky. Sneeko reacts to Priya Patel's video on immigration going viral on X, pointing out how people are quote tweeting it with crazy responses like telling her to make adult films instead. She's trying to get the approval of white nationalists. Do you think they see you as one of them? They don't accept. Dude, why can't these people, all of these dumb people, I mean, I guess it's because they're dumb, they can never stick to the actual point. Always like, oh, why are you as an Indian? Why are you as a brown person saying this? Why don't you make porn?
This one was super funny. This video has 28 million views. Friendly reminder, immigration without assimilation is invasion. You know what's funny? Her name is Priya Patel. So she is she's an Indian, but
yeah, what does that have to do with anything? That would only make sense if she were completely unassimilated and trying to take over the United States of America and so on. Then that would be a legitimate criticism. Then you would be violating what you would be a hypocrite. If she were like, "I'm here to take over the United States. I'm not here to assimilate. I'm here to rule this place, and I will destroy our Constitution and replace it with my law." Now, immigration without assimilation is invasion. Then it would make sense to point it out. Just pointing out that her name is Patel.
I mean, if she just
He's an idiot. He's an idiot. Like, look at the stupid look on his stupid face.
If she just said immigration is invasion, then yes. Then the point that her name is Priya Patel and she's half brown or half Indian would be an irony and would be contradictory. However, she says immigration without assimilation is invasion.
And Sneeko either gets that or he's so incredibly stupid he probably believes the book of the Council of Nicaea was moved from the Bible at some point.
But the people are retarded.
Friendly reminder, immigration without assimilation is invasion. You know, it's funny. Her name is Priya Patel. So she is
He did an explosion.
she's Indian, but
moron.
This is your friendly reminder that immigration without assimilation is invasion. Got it?
wow, you're one of the good ones. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to get the approval of white nationalists. Yeah, I'm one of the good Indians. I'm not like those H-1Bs. And it has 28 million views because people,
This is very ironic coming from Sneaker, considering that he's the one who has been riding with the white nationalists for the longest time.
Yep.
Who consider him one of the good ones.
Yep. Yep. And this guy, like buddies with all these white nationalists and so on.
He's the
Goes way
token
back.
person of color of Nick Fuentes, or was for the
Yep.
longest time. So
Yep.
What the hell? He's saying this?
Yeah.
Wow.
What an absolute loser and dork this guy is. And I mean, just serious. Like, can a person be against Islam taking over the freaking world without being a white nationalist?
No.
Can a Hindu from India be against Islam taking over India without being a white nationalist?
No. If a Japanese person is against Islam, that means they're a Nazi.
And they're just trying to win the support of white nationalists. Or it's people saying we're sick of this freaking nonsense trying to take over the world.
That was kind of a bad example of me, considering that the Japanese were literally the allies of the Nazis.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Always go with your buddies.
Yeah.
do porn. Shut up and
Wait, what did he say? Did he say do porn? Go back and hear what he said.
and it has 28 million views because people were saying, shut up and do porn.
Oh, okay. Because people were saying, he's saying that's the only reason I got a bunch.
Shut up and stop talking, stop yapping.
I can't listen to this any further. It's Sneeko. I can't listen to Sneeko any further. I'm sorry. I can't do this to myself.
Hey! No, you cannot dismiss Sneeko. He's the savior of Islam. Him and Andrew Tate. Remember 3 years ago?
Yeah. They were the saviors.
Is your father part Indian, or what's his background?
My father is full Indian.
He's full Indian. So your father's Indian.
Hey, you know what would be a funny response?
Or is she?
You know what she should have said? What, Pierce, what does the race of my father have to do with anything? Why are you so racist, bringing in race into this? We're having a discussion of ideas. Why are you guys bringing race into it, you idiots? That's what you should respond.
It comes up in a second. Look.
Oh,
He's
cool.
full Indian. So your father's Indian. Your mother is American, or is she? What is she? What's her ethnicity?
American, yes.
And what's her
Yeah,
ethnicity?
on my mother's side, I have ancestry date. Mixed European. She's a half German, quarter English, and then the rest is mixed European. But aside from that, I mean, I have ancestry on my mother's side of her family dating back to the 1700s in the United States. So
Okay, so I'm only just trying to clarify.
Oh, am I not allowed to be here, Pierce? Boom.
I shouldn't be here.
Not much is known about your family, but a lot of people will say, so your father was an Indian Indian immigrant from Uganda into the UK. You know, how does that sit with you saying what you said? Because your
Pierce
friend
can't be this stupid, can he?
assimilation is invasion.
It's very easy, Piers, because what she's saying is not that any immigration is invasion. What she's saying is immigration without assimilation is invasion. In fact, you have quoted it several times now, and you should be understanding that what you are saying here is complete stupidity and nonsense, right? And
I mean, did your father invade the UK?
look at this idiot.
Yeah, this smug little dork. I can't stand.
Brian
Why?
Shapiro is like,
Great point.
why is the world overrun?
Great
Why are
point.
stages
She was
overrun? Why
clearly
is
saying
TV
any
overrun with
brown
idiots?
person is an invader.
Why are talk shows and TVs and stuff like that overrun with complete idiots, with imbeciles? Why? Why is this the case?
I mean, did your father invade the UK?
no, of course not. But you know, there is a personal duty on the part of immigrants to assimilate to the culture of the country that they are blessed enough to come to, especially when it comes to, of course, that sort of situation. But honestly, anybody that is blessed enough to come to the United States in particular.
I mean, Brian, look, that is an argument. People say, yeah, a lot of countries.
This is so funny because she basically just restated what she actually initially said because Piers was because Piers misrepresented her.
Yeah, she should just say, Piers, let me just replay the clip. No, I'll just answer by you replaying the clip.
You get it now, Piers?
The United States, the UK, others have had big issues with controlling immigration. And a lot of people say if you come to a country from another place and you refuse to assimilate in any way and want to just stay out of the society and
oh wait, now Piers understands what she actually said. Now he will get it right from now on. Ah, very, very good.
Culture that you've come into, that people shouldn't tolerate that. What's your view of that argument?
Completely disagree with that. And in my personal opinion, I think in a way it's a bigoted view. You can come to this country and you could learn about our culture. I have no problem with that. But that doesn't mean you have to abide by our cultures and what we do. The thing that makes America great.
So if somebody wants to come here and says, hey, in our culture, we like to rape. We like to rape children and eat them afterwards. Do you think, well, that's perfectly fine. I mean, you don't have to abide by our culture.
Darn right. If that whole graping thing worked in the UK so well, why wouldn't it work here?
I mean, if you want to rape children,
who are we to judge? Who are we to judge? Who are we to judge? The only people we judge is women like this. She should totally pull the race card. I can't believe you hate me just because I'm brown. That's what I would do.
Is our diversity and the fact that there are all sorts of different cultures, people with different backgrounds that live in the United States of America. That's the way it should be. The idea that people should be forced after they come to this country to do exactly what American U.S. citizens tell them to do is...
Dude, the law and the law is shaped by whatever the United States citizens decide to do, according to the very concept, according to the very legal system that you abide by, right? So if somebody from a foreign culture comes to the United States I would really like to have a conversation with this imbecile man, just to get some.
Yeah, it's basically, here's the thing. He would have to agree with the claim to some extent, right? Like if you said, hey, do you believe someone can come here and just grape all they want and bang little kids and stuff? Oh, of course not. Of course. Okay, so you agree with what she's saying to some extent. Okay, the question is where you draw the line, right? Where are you drawing the line? Because you're both agreeing that there needs to be a line drawn, that if you have certain ideas, you should not be welcome here. Now, just explain what you think should not be welcome here, and she can explain what she thinks should not be welcome here. But you can't just say, well, if you think some ideas shouldn't be welcome here and some cultural ideas shouldn't be welcome here, then shame on you. You agree with her. It's just like, got to tell us where you draw the line, man. Where the heck did AP go, man? All right, welcome to the D Wood Show, everyone. Welcome to the D Wood Show. Guess I'll just go take some super chats over here. You guys want to do some super chats? Hello, Yiddy says, AP, do you know about Kala Walsh? She's become a Gen Z version of Tokyo Rose, now living in Lebanon, funded by Islamists in Cuba. Her ex is unhinged. No, AP doesn't know about her. And he's not even here to explain why, because he got up and left. What?
Who is Kala Walsh?
Went through like 30 super chats while you're going, man. Huh?
Kala Walsh? That doesn't sound like a name. It doesn't sound like a real name. Kala Walsh. Political activist.
AP will be like, oh, she must be Matt Walsh's daughter because she has the same last name as him. Just like this Patel.
Kala Walsh is the daughter of Daily Wire host Matt Walsh and is an American far-left political activist. Previously a member of and activist in the Democratic Party and Democratic Socialists of America. Now living in Lebanon, funded by Islamists in Cuba. Her ex is unhinged. I have never heard of her. And I'm very glad that I've never heard of her. DV, do Orthodox really have their own pope named J. Dyer? Yes.
And
But there's a move that there's a
Protestants
syndication.
Protestants also have their Pope, and his name is Pastor Randy Bowles.
But there is a sedevacantist movement, which I'm part of, in the Orthodox Church that doesn't recognize J. Dyer as Pope. So, Canadian Sorcerer says, "You guys are right. Martin Luther King sucked."
Talking about our Martin Luther commentary.
I went to a Lutheran school and sort of church when I was a kid, said Kit Kat, Thad and Mary's #1 fan. And some of their beliefs were close to Catholicism. I'm actually non-denominational. Yeah, I mean, Lutheran is Lutheran is the only actual good Protestant denomination. No reaction from David. So Lutheran is very close to traditional Protestantism, and I see that lots of their practices are quite in line with how Christianity actually is. Yeah, it's pretty based. Michael James, Brian Shapiro versus Brain Shapiro. Piers was a complete butt to Fishback. Well, that's good.
To be fair, the dude's name is Fishback, and he didn't change it. So, enough said.
Yeah, no, let everyone know that Lutherans are the best Protestants. Let's just say that. Okay. Martyr Apologetics. Thank you, AP. I'm Lutheran. Yeah, Lutherans are objectively, everybody knows, the best, absolute best Protestants. Literally everybody knows this. And this is a fact. It's not even disputed at this point. As English, we claim you as English, APUC, says Camden. Well, I have a big surprise for you. Loaves of Bread says Brian Shapiro is a leftist radio host in Las Vegas. Oh, that explains it. There's a car called Renault Zoe, says Anders Jungberg. Nice. Leftists don't see intellect or ideas. They see a race and gender. It's because they're dumb. John West, do a short correcting her, saying migration without assimilation is colonization. Oh yeah, I should do that. I disagree with you. How dare you say this? Aussie D, vegetation without irrigation is starvation. Nice. Kit Kat, AP and David discover woke leftists on X. Do they even exist anymore? Hasn't X become this complete hasn't X been taken over by fascist
Yeah.
right-wing people?
Yeah. Didn't Trump win the election?
Yeah. Fox McCloud. The trouble with the zebras is shortage of variety. This is true. I agree with that. Mamdani is Uganda Indian. She and him are a good example of her point in assimilation. Also, Piers said on X he supports immigration because of chicken curry. Wasn't there a joke about we already have the recipe, we don't need the people, or something like that?
That'd be funny.
There was a joke. Somebody made such a joke. I just don't know who.
That's the way it
Oops, wait a minute. My sound is all out here. Okay.
should be. The idea that people should be forced after they come to this country to do exactly what American U.S. citizens
To become white. I can't believe she's saying that if you come to this country, you need to become white.
Did she at any point say that people should be forced to be exactly like Americans when they come here? Everybody in the chat, did she at any point say that people who come to America should be forced to live exactly like Americans live?
after they come to this country to do the idea that people should be forced after they come to this country to do exactly what American U.S. citizens tell them to do.
Did she at any point suggest that anyone who comes here must be forced to do exactly what American citizens tell them to do? This is so retarded. She never said anything like that.
Is absolutely absurd and ridiculous. In this country, we have freedoms. And when you become a naturalized citizen.
Oh, wait. Should you be required to believe in freedom here, or you could just come here and not believe in freedom at all? He said, in this country, we believe in freedom. And if you don't believe in our freedoms, well, by golly, you aren't welcome here. Now go back to where you came, Priya.
We have freedoms. And when you become a naturalized citizen, and if you come into this country the right way, you should be allowed to.
Did he say the white way? Did he say when you come into this country the white way?
When you come in this country the white way?
Come into this country the white way. It's the white way or the highway, as far as I'm concerned.
Not the brown way.
Yeehaw!
Don't come here like a brown person. Come here like a white person.
Your culture is concerned, your religion is concerned, and for somebody to say you must do this or you must do that, that's against everything the United States of America stands for.
Oh, cool, because she never said that.
And I wish she would at least admit that in this debate.
Okay, well, do you
It's kind of funny how she's just sitting there totally calm and he's like, he's losing it.
admit that, Priya?
No, I don't admit that. You know, we have cultures and norms that we have a duty to uphold as a society, and I think that it should be enforced to some degree. And whether it's on a societal or a governmental level, I guess that's up for us to eventually decide. But it has to be implemented some way or another.
Well, everybody
Otherwise,
has to abide by the same. Well,
culture-
look, to be clear, everyone has to abide by the laws of the country that they're living in, right? So that's just a given. And
You sound like a racist now, Pierce, trying to make the white supremacists happy.
Right? If you come here, you're supposed to abide by the rules that we have established in this country. This is kind of funny. That's what he said, and Brian Shapiro is nodding. So that means they all agree that if somebody immigrates from a different country, they are to be forced to do exactly what American citizens tell them to do. Everybody agrees on that. This is very good. I'm glad.
But when it comes to cultural differences, in a country of 340 million people, there are obviously myriad cultures, ethnicities, religious creeds, and so on in the United States. It's a real hot pot of people. Famously, it's how the United States was created. People came from all over the world.
Really?
You know, I'm just curious what you mean by assimilation. What should these people all be doing in a uniform way?
She didn't say anything about uniforms. Not sure why he's talking about uniforms now. Culture. I just caught something here, and I kind of want to check. History of America and culture. Just don't take some classes. I have no problem. Not culture of America. That's not the culture of America. That's where my issue lies. The culture of the country. Society and culture. About our culture. Abide by our culture. Different cultures. All right. I'm going to let you know exactly why I'm looking that up in a second.
Well, I would disagree with the statement, Piers, that America was built on the fact that people came from all over the world. No, it was a very, very select few group of people that came here to the United States and built it. Of course, since then, we've welcomed a good chunk of the entire world to come to our country, which I would argue is, yes. You said that it was built on the idea that people were coming from all over the world.
Well,
but
the
aside
whole
from the fact,
premise
I'm sure
of the
we
United
probably
States of
agree.
America is that people have come from everywhere, right? That's been
Right.
that's been the glorious selling point of the United States. Is it's open to all. You got to come in legally, and that's been a contentious issue.
Is that what America is built upon? I don't really know. I'm kind of trying to understand here. Is that what? I mean, I don't see that in any of the in the founding, in the Declaration of Independence, in any of the sayings or speeches of the founding fathers, in the Constitution that was originally written. I don't see that sentiment as being like the foundation of this country. That, oh yeah, we are starting this nation. We are founding this nation so that everybody here is welcome. And the entire point of this country is that everybody came from all over the world, and everybody from now on shall come from all over the world. That's exactly who we are and how we do things here. Is that really the foundation of America? Is that at the foundation of America? I don't know. I don't get it. I must have missed something somewhere.
Why don't you go back to freaking
right.
Turkey if you have a problem with America, AP?
If Piers says it, it must be right.
Once you get there, I'm not
Sure.
sure. As Brian says, why should you feel compelled to abide by a specific culture? I mean, what is the specific American culture, for example? How would you
Well, then,
articulate it?
Why exactly, if you didn't want to assimilate to American culture and live as an American, why exactly would you leave the country that you came from to begin with if you're only going to bring your culture's customs and norms and implement them
Maybe
here
the same
and
reason your
completely
father left
disregard that of the
Warsaw in
American
Uganda.
people?
You know, maybe the same reason your father left war-torn Uganda.
See, I just said that Piers finally got it. I guess he's going to get it from now on, but then he just went back to not understanding the point at all.
Pierce always disappoints, man.
The point is, Piers, that somebody can come from a different culture and then adapt to the way that people in this culture, in this country live, right? They are, that is the entire point. It's also what she says, actually. It's not that nobody should come here from a different culture. It's that if people come here from a different culture, they should adapt to this culture. They should change. They should be ready to be part of the culture that hosts them, that accepts them. That's the entire point, Piers.
Do you not understand that?
Sure, but
do you not understand that there are people that are seeking asylum that want a better life for themselves and their families, that are afraid that they could even lose their lives? Do you understand how many people are seeking asylum and are in fear of their life? For you to make the statement
that is a very small percentage of people coming to the United States. Very, very small percentage. And the large majority of people committing
I'm just saying
the large majority of people claiming asylum are actually economic migrants. They're not from war-torn countries or suffering under political persecution.
One of the other comments, Priya, you said, which did get a lot of attention. You said not all.
I swear, I hate this show by now. It's like it's literally the same concept. It's like Piers asks you a question, you respond to the question, then he completely misrepresents your response. And then before you can clarify, the other guest jumps in and also misunderstands or misrepresents your response. And then when you just jump in to clarify, no, that's not what I mean, Piers jumps in and moves on to the next topic. That's how the Piers Morgan Uncensored show works. Plus, there's always seems to be a connection delay where one of the guests always hears everything a little bit later, which is extremely, if you've been on a show or if you've been in meetings and all that, it's incredibly irritating when there is a delay in the connection in the middle of a discussion and you're trying to say something and then somebody suddenly speaks over you because the connection is delayed. But this is the entire concept this entire time. Piers asks you, hey David, so what do you think about Islam?
I think it's a crap religion there, Pierce.
Also, you're saying all Muslims are evil people. What do you think about this, Steve? Well, Piers, I personally find it extremely insulting that he would want to kill all Muslims. This is absolutely not something that we should be doing. Absolutely not something. This is absolutely horrendous. I would say that this is bigotry and racism and Islamophobia. Well, David, what do you say to that?
No, I was talking about the ideology.
All right. I think we gather. I think we've gathered that. I think that's absolutely disgusting, and I think we should move on to the next topic now. What do you think about panda bears? Like, this is literally how it goes the entire time, man. This is so ridiculous.
They shouldn't be called bears. They're kind of the Islam of bears, except they're cuter.
This is so ridiculous.
Cultures are equal, and we shouldn't be importing the third world. So, what did you mean by the third world?
I mean, I think that's pretty evident. There are a large majority of countries that are still considered third world. They are not.
Well, which
not privy to any of the.
Which ones would you say are third world?
I mean, you could take into account a lot of countries in Africa, in the Middle East, in Asia.
Well, give me some names of countries
to come from this list.
She just said Africa is racist.
Give me some names.
You could probably take in Uganda. For example, would actually probably be considered a third world country
for you.
I would believe so, yes.
Where else do you think is a third world country?
I'd be like, the UK pretty soon, apparly.
Why
Thanks to people like you, Piers.
Why is this
turning it into a third world country?
What was so terrible about what she just said? What was so unbelievable about what she just said? What was there to laugh about?
There are parts of countries like Bangladesh and a great many others, but that's somewhat aside from the point.
India as a third world country?
I think there's been a lot of debate whether it is or not. There are certain parts of India that are, of course, very westernized and would probably be considered a first world country. However, I think there are a lot of parts of India that, yes, should be considered a third world country still today.
And what do you mean by third world? What does that mean?
I mean, we've had a lot of technological advances and societal advances that a lot of parts of the world have not managed to either keep up with or come to that at this point in time. But to think that people can come from these...
It means it's a developing country, an underdeveloped country. It's an underdeveloped or developing country. And I think there's even a proper standard for that.
And seriously, I don't care. I don't care if you're from a third world country. I care about what your ideas and your intentions are. That's what I care about.
I do.
If you have good ideas and good intentions, and you want to work hard and make a better life and love the country you're trying to move to because it offers you a better life and a better chances for your family and so on, zero problem with wherever you're coming from. It's just lots of people are coming with some bad ideas and some bad intentions.
I mean, it is kind of it is old terminology that is kind of politically motivated to divide the world into first world, second world, and third world. But still, it is still applied today, which is based on economic development and quality of life. And I guess, and you could, I mean, what is so, why would it be considered so weird to define a country that barely has any development, that is crime ridden, as a third world country?
For lack of better words, dated societies, and just be placed in America, and they just magically assimilate, especially when we bring them here en masse. I think that is a massive, massive issue because, of course, these people are not prepared for this. I think if we did it on a very small scale, that it could be successful. Of course, we've seen that plenty of times throughout.
And just to be clear, when you say not all cultures are equal, which cultures, in your view, are inferior?
I mean, quite a few, to be honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and call out people's specific cultures. However,
well, which ones? Which cultures?
I mean,
say it. Say it.
Yeah.
Say it.
Sure. Fine. Afghanistan would be a good
boom.
example.
Correct. And to be clear, again, if you are coming from Afghanistan and you have good ideas and you are repulsed by what's going on in Afghanistan, you can stand what's being taught there. I don't have a problem. Now, the issue is you have people who will lie, right? So they'll say, yes, I hate this place. Oh, I can't stand the ideas of the Taliban. Bring me there. And then they're, doing honor killings later on and stuff. So, but anyway,
I mean, you don't even have to disagree. You don't even have to hate or be against a certain country or a certain culture in order to say that it is an inferior culture. There are lots of good things about different cultures. Or there are people who are generally very nice in different cultures and very good in different cultures. You could still technically say that they have a culture that is just inferior to the Western culture, or to other cultures, to the Japanese or to the East Asian cultures. I would say that. I mean, if you ask me whether Indian culture is inferior, I would say India has an inferior culture in general, in total, to the Western culture. Does that say I'm against India or against Indians in general? No, I'm not. I'm not. In fact, I prefer them very, very much over the Muslim world, most of the Muslim world, in terms of culture. And I think that India would be even better if they were more like the West. But you can just point out these facts. It doesn't mean that you are saying something terrible about these people.
Yeah, she should have flipped it. She said, okay, Piers, if there's a culture where they believe that you can have sex with 9-year-old girls and your culture says that's wrong, are you saying one culture is not better than the other? Both ideas are completely equal. Are you saying that, Piers? I would say that. I would say things like that in response to every single question. If one culture says you can beat the crap out of your wife if she screws up your meal or something like that, and the other culture says no, you don't beat women, would you say those two cultures are equal and one cannot judge the other? I would say that every time, because guess what? Here's the truth. Her, Pierce, and this dork on the end, they all agree. They all agree that some ideas in some cultures are better than others. She's just honest enough to say it. And they're like, it's part of being the good guy in their culture to pretend that you don't see that.
It's also so funny, man. I mean, this is stuff like this would have been considered even friendly. You know, I can be friendly. You could be friendly with different cultures and say, hey, you know, we're better than you guys. Still, we are good with each other, but hey, we're just better than you guys. It could be seen as a thing of competition. You know, there was a time when competition was valued. Now everybody's expecting especially Western people to be like, no, you can't say anything mean about us. You have to always say that you can never say that you're better. You can never say that what you have is better than others. You have to be very baby-like to them. You have to treat them like baby. You have to be very, very nice to
You
them.
have to
otherwise
say
they will cry.
everything in your culture that that has destroyed your country and turned it into a crap hole, which makes you want to get out of there and come here. It's all perfectly good, and don't you change.
It's
Don't
much
you
better than
change
yours.
anything.
Except when you say that your culture is the worst. That's okay.
Yeah, anytime they're having this battle, it was like 20. No, I don't think it was 20 years ago. It was close, maybe like 16 or 17 with Geert Wilders when he was on that talk show. I brought it up multiple times, but it was still funny. He's on a talk show and he says, "I'm just saying that Dutch culture is superior to retarded Islamic culture." Wait, did you just call Islamic culture retarded? Oh man.
Man. Retarded.
But the people are retarded.
So, I mean, it's quite obvious that Western culture is the best culture in the world. It's quite obvious that
That's why they say West is best, baby. That's why they say West is best.
It's quite obvious that Western European people have built the best thing so far. It's quite obvious that the people who built it were not any other people. They were Western people, Western European people. It's quite obvious that the great culture that was built by Christian people, specifically by Western Christian people. And to be very, very honest and very fair, it is also very obvious that the great things that have been built in this great culture were built by white Western Christian.
Hey, quit being so freaking racist, man, trying to appeal to the white nationalists. Hey.
And there's nothing wrong with pointing out these things. I think that white people have built the best thing that has been built so far in the world in terms of civilizational development. What in the world is wrong with pointing this out? This does not mean that I think that white people have some kind of racial superiority.
That's exactly what you think,
to anybody,
apparently.
And that all other people are therefore racially or biologically or inherently inferior.
It's literally what you just said.
It means that white Western Christian people have just built the best. And maybe in the future...
You just heard him say white is best. You heard him say it.
Maybe in the future, a non-white culture will build something better. We'll see. Entirely possible. There you go.
She should have also said, hey, Piers, slavery was outlawed in Saudi Arabia when the Saudi leaders showed up to the United States, and JFK noticed that they actually still had black slaves, and he demanded if they're going to be on good terms, they have to end slavery. Do you think he was evil for demanding that they follow our culture and not their own?
Based.
Do you condemn him for condemning slavery and demanding that they abolish slavery? Do you condemn him for that, Piers? I would just take notes, everybody. If you're ever on here, Piers is going to ask these stupid questions. Well, hang on. Now, how dare you say one culture is better? Just start giving examples of certain ideas in different cultures, and different cultures around the world, but also different cultures of different times, and get him. And guess what? Again, both these guys and everyone on this show, at the end of the day, agrees that some cultures are better than others.
So I messaged Priya Patel, who happens to be Kash Patel's daughter, the head of the FBI.
The head of the FBI's daughter is not going to join you on your stupid show.
And I said to her, would love to have you on the show sometime. And she said, I would love to. So that's nice. That's nice.
I
so
stand
the daughter,
corrected. Hey, and when she's on here, then you'd be like, hey, can you get your dad on with us?
Yeah, can you tell us more about how it is to be the daughter of the FBI director?
And it'll be cool because he'll be on with both of us, and like one eye will be looking at you, and the other eye will be looking right at me. What? It's funny because I say it and it sounds mean towards people, but I actually like it. I think it looks cool. I think it looks badass. I don't know. Anyway.
Making fun of people with disabilities. Jew Traver Piers Pool Boy is from Al Zut. I cannot confirm that yet. Govan gifted 1 Apostle Prophet membership. Thank you very, very much. Paul Pretty called Sneeko sneaky because it was Tate called him. It's what Tate called him. She's a fan of Tate out of ignorance. Also, sneaky came out of as George Galloway communist. If she's a fan of Andrew Tate, then I'm taking everything back and I'm ending the show right here.
He said out of ignorance. We've seen people before who are fans of Andrew Tate out of ignorance.
I don't think there's any chance of redemption or forgiveness for anyone who is a fan of Andrew Tate, no matter if it's out of ignorance or out of genuine thing. Anybody who is a fan of Andrew Tate needs to be cut off immediately and judged with the worst of punishments.
But Tate's pretty based.
You couldn't keep a straight face.
Oh boy.
Warren Smith has a video with Brian crashing out. Who is Warren Smith?
And this guy's Brian, right? Oh yeah, Brian Shapiro.
Is Warren Smith the same as Warren G? Or who's that? I don't know. I've never heard.
Got to regulate.
Apostate of Allah. Woman says something intelligent. Low IQ people respond, "Go do corn." What she said really shouldn't be controversial. It shouldn't be at all. It should be the norm.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it? I mean, some cultures are better than other. How is that? I can't even say it anymore. Everyone agrees to that, guys. Everyone. And if they said, no, I believe every culture is just as valid and equal in every way, say, okay, what about a culture that condemns all other cultures? Huh? What? Do you believe that the idea that all cultures are equal is better than the idea that one culture is superior to all others? Do you think that idea is better? Yeah, I think it's better. Okay, so would a culture that embraces that idea be better than you can there's no way to consistently maintain that idiotic position.
Beast. An Eastern Orthodox priest, Father Stephen DeYoung, goes on a Hebrew class with his Orthodox Jewish friend. His friend said the Eastern Orthodox view of God is closer to the Jewish view than the Muslim view, and yes, they're mad about it. Yeah, that's funny. That is very, very funny. I have his books somewhere here. It was recommended to me. They were recommended to me many times. I haven't read them yet.
Why don't you try reading some books instead of just bragging about having them all?
I like bragging about books. I don't like eating books.
Yeah, reading is way more difficult than bragging about them.
Yeah, and Andrew Tate said that reading is for losers. So I don't.
Yeah,
read.
That's the other thing you need to do. She should constantly be saying, "Well, I don't see why you're talking down to me just because I'm brown." And why is all this mansplaining? She should be pulling that card every single second.
Yeah.
Thank you for mansplaining this to me, Piers.
Fox McCloud, only the most abhorrent people wear sports t-shirts with a sports blazer and scully cap looking like a mighty boss tone band member.
I'm about to look up Mighty Boss Tones.
I mean, everything about him is just very unlikable. Any good small group resources regarding Islam?
Mighty Boss Tones.
Any good small group resources regarding Islam? I don't know. What do you say? What do you say? David, have you read this book? Answering Islam by Geisler.
Yep.
How is it?
Phenomenal.
Do you agree that it is the best book about Islam ever written? That's what I have been recently told.
It's definitely top 3. I read that when I was in prison. That's it. That's basically, I read that, and I read the tracts and pamphlets that Muslims gave me, and I read a couple passages from the Quran. But basically, that was my initial introduction to Islam. found it in the Christian Book Distributors catalog, was having discussions with Muslims. So I got that and read it. Yeah. So guys, still phenomenal book. The first third of the book is just them explaining what Islam teaches. A Muslim would read the first third, and there's not one word of criticism there. It's just, here's what Islam teaches. And a Muslim would read that and say, wow, that is an awesome explanation of Islam. The next third of the book, and keep in mind, this is from the 1990s when I read this, but the next third of the book is a response to Muslim claims. And then the final third of the book is a defense of Christian claims against the objections of Islam. So, yep, really good stuff. With that said, could be better. They don't get into like criticisms that, like, I don't even think it mentions like Muhammad and Aisha and stuff. Matter of fact, it doesn't, unless they updated it later. It doesn't even mention like Muhammad and Aisha and a bunch of other stuff. But yep, but awesome book.
The thing is, I wasn't even much aware of it, and I haven't read it to this day. And it's apparently very, very good and very good, very, very fantastic. So I should probably read it. I'll probably read it. Just kidding. Nobody reads books. Who reads books? Only dummies read books. But if I personally read books, I would probably read it very soon to kind of catch up with it. So, other than that, David, what are your small group resources regarding Islam?
I don't know.
If you don't know, who does?
Yeah, there are books and stuff like that, but normally small groups, you mean like study guides and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. You have to look around. Although I am going to recommend to Chris that he, after his book comes out, that he puts together like a study guide. We're going to record a video series on the Islamic dilemma and stuff like that. And after that is done, I'm going to suggest like a study guide for small groups and stuff.
If you read books, you're literally a wingling, says Real Discuber. I know that's why winglings are good. King Charles should just take his Shahada by now. He should. No, he shouldn't. I'm very serious. Even if he's actually not a Christian, a Muslim, which I don't personally believe, I hope that it doesn't happen officially. King Charles, Carl Benjamin is a fourth black, never uses it. But he is.
What the heck? I would be using that all the time. Every criticism. You're criticizing me just because I'm 1/4 black.
How is he a quarter black? He looks like the
quarter. That's funny.
He looks like the most British person ever.
Imagine you were a quarter black and you became a quarterback. Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah. He looks like the most British person I've seen in my entire life.
That's what I said. He looks like I've said before. I said it the other day. He's like my mental idea. If I never saw him at all in my life, and you said, David, imagine the ultimate British guy. It would be like Carl Benjamin, man.
Well, the ultimate British posh guy. Let's say.
Yeah. Not the hey chum, hey, you want some crumpets, chum? Not that kind.
All right, let me tell you the news about the UK today.
That kind, yeah.
Today, somebody said something about how the UK is a terrible country. And I, as a British person myself, take great offense to that. That's the British way, and that's basically what he is. So,
he should be pulling the race card if he's a quarter black man.
And
I'm like less than 1%. They did the ancestry DNA or whatever one my wife sent it to, and I have some ancestor in Africa. I might pull that card, even though it was many generations ago. Anyone who criticizes me, it's just because I'm part African.
I was also going to use ancestry DNA to get my my results on my heritage and all that. My ancestry.
It said 100% Greek.
But because I'm of Muslim origin, I had to instead take ancestry DNA. So instead of ancestry DNA, I gave my spit to ancestry DNA, and it gave me the proper results to see what my Muslim background kind of looks like.
It said your family was first cousins from Greece who immigrated to Turkey, and that's all they've ever been.
Something like that, yeah. Ancestry DNA. This is the trouble. You can't take ancestry DNA if your entire bloodline is related. You have to take ancestry DNA. This is why people from Pakistan usually take ancestry DNA, not ancestry DNA. Aquila says, thoughts on whack-ass Ahmed?
Yeah, whatever happened to whack-ass Ahmed? That dude showed up and started talking, and then he showed up to like a couple shows, and it was awesome having whack-ass Ahmed on here because, I mean, it turned out to be the funniest thing in the world to Jai. Like Jai was almost like couldn't breathe. He was laughing so hard just because there was a guy named Whack-ass Ahmed. and then someone else named their account Whack-ass Muslim. Oh man. Oh, that was a funny day, man. That was a funny day.
AP, are you okay with limousines? Yes. What kind of question? How is it even? I don't even understand.
That was funny though.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah.
Which ones?
Sure, fine. Afghanistan would be a good example.
David.
No, Afghanistan is the greatest place on earth.
No,
did I say greatest? I mean the equalist
You will
to
never
everything.
know. You will never guess Pierce's reaction to this.
That's a country, not a culture.
Wasn't he just asking her about countries?
No, he was saying which culture is.
Cultures,
Oh,
however.
which ones? Which culture?
To be honest with you, I'm not going to sit
Sure,
here and
which
call
ones?
out people's specific cultures.
Oh,
However,
which ones? Which cultures?
mean-
are-
Why
He
not?
wants her to say
Oh, no.
Islam. He wants her to say
which
Islam.
ones?
Doesn't he?
Sure,
Say
fine.
it. Say it, girl.
Afghanistan would be a good example.
That's a country, not a culture.
Say it.
Well, of course, the culture that comes from Afghanistan.
So it appears that both Piers Morgan and his guest, who just agrees with whatever Piers says here, are have some comprehension issues. It is entirely normal to refer to a country as a culture. There is no problem with it at all. If you want to be hyper strict and hyper specific, you can say, well, technically speaking, Afghanistan is not a culture because it's actually a country, and a country can have a culture and can have multiple cultures. It is entirely okay, both colloquially and in academia, to refer to a specific country as a culture.
Yeah.
Because you are specifically referring to the culture that is in that country.
Yeah,
There's
I'd be like,
nothing wrong with-
Pierce, are you saying Afghanistan doesn't have a culture? Or is that what you're saying? Afghanistan, you heard it here, folks. Piers Morgan thinks Afghanistan has no culture. Well, Pierce, do you want these uncultured people coming to Great Britain? Hmm?
He's being this nerd, and it's like
Yeah.
he's like, technically it's not a culture, it's a country.
Yeah, dude,
you all know what is being meant, you idiot.
Yeah, it reminds me of Tucker in that if he likes a person, agrees, it's just softball after softball, like with Andrew Tate or something like that. It's just softball question, softball question, softball question. Just why are you so great? Why are you so great? Why is Russia so great, Putin? Why is Russia? Just tell us how you became the greatest leader in the history of humanity, Putin. Stuff like that. Then if it's someone he doesn't like, then it's like all these. What is the exact population of Iran? Oh, you don't know who this person's talking about Iran, right?
It's so dumb, man.
Afghanistan, we can talk about the Muslim culture that comes from, and would be a good example.
That's a country, not a culture.
Well, of course, the culture that comes from Afghanistan, we can talk about the Muslim culture that
Boom.
comes from the Middle Eastern countries. I would argue that those aren't particularly equal. I mean, we see a lot
So
of
the whole
a
Muslim
lot of
culture of
political
what, over a billion, well, actually nearly 2 billion people.
I didn't say the whole Muslim culture.
Well, you said Muslim.
You just said it.
Correct. I
So
said yes. I
the
said some of the
Muslim
Muslim
culture you
cultures that we're
believe
seeing
is
from
an
the Middle
inferior.
East.
Well, just to be, I'm just trying to work out what you believe. So you think the Muslim culture is an inferior culture?
In a lot of ways, yes.
Wow.
It's just so ridiculous, Piers.
Okay.
This is so
Why is this ridiculous?
Yeah, I'd go down the line. I'd go down the line of things that Islam teaches. And
Why
when
is
these
this
clowns go, no, but I have a Muslim friend who doesn't do that. Okay, I said Islam. I said Muslim, not people who are deviating from Islam and innovators who are condemned to hell according to Islam.
She's absolutely right. She is absolutely correct. And
We'll
I'm
say
glad
it.
that she says it and stands there. Muslim culture is inferior. It's an inferior.
It's totally inferior.
That doesn't mean all Muslims are inferior. It
Yep,
doesn't mean
does
Muslim
not.
as a collective is
Does
horrible.
not.
It means the Muslim
You
culture.
have some Muslims who are great people, and you have some people. You have plenty of people in America and from all kinds of other cultures who are terrible people. That does not change the fact that Islam is an inferior culture. Period.
Ridiculous.
Brian, I
She's-
think
I mean,
we're
she's
getting to why this comment went viral. Why both those comments went viral.
First of all, it's extremely offensive. I would ask her how many Muslim people.
Who cares if it's
How many
offensive or
Muslim
not?
people have you known? You have to know Muslim people to understand that child marriage and wife beating and violently subjugating the entire world and killing apostates is.
Listen. I have an important point to make here, which is, people don't understand this. Just because something is offensive, that doesn't mean it is wrong to say. I think that this guy is a complete idiot, and that is offensive. That doesn't change the fact that he is a complete idiot. Just because it sounds offensive, that doesn't mean it's not true. Just because it's not offensive, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be saying it. He is an idiot. Is that offensive? To him, it is. It is still true. He's an idiot. Just like that, Islamic culture is inferior. Does that sound offensive? Yes. Yet still, Islamic culture is inferior. That's it.
Does she know? Number one. Number two, when you take an entire group of people.
Do you know any Muslims? Do you know Muslims?
Didn't she specifically just say, I'm not talking about every Muslim, I'm talking about the culture?
People.
Quite a
which is
few, and they're
exactly
actually
what
very
she-
westernized.
No, I
at
didn't
that.
interrupt you. I did not interrupt you. Please let me finish. When
You
you
did
take an
actually, in
entire
fact,
group
prior, but
of
that's okay.
people, when you take an entire group of people and say they are lesser than us,
Did she say that? Did she say at any point that Muslims
Nope.
are lesser than us? All Muslims
Nope.
are lesser than us?
What has she actually said that they have accurately represented?
They haven't responded to anything that she has said to any single thing she has said in an accurate way. They haven't represented her correctly in any single thing that she said.
that is pure bigotry. And I'm not.
Do people still use that word? Gosh, this is. What is this? 2016? Is it still Hillary Clinton running against Donald Trump? People are still bigotry. It's bigoted. You're so bigoted. I can't believe this. Bigotry. You bigot. I never for a second thought that this is actually an impactful word. Who actually thinks that, man? Or if I accuse them of bigotry, they will see how wrong they are. Dude, nobody cares.
I'm surprised.
Actually, I
Excuse me,
stated in that video my exact. You made an incorrect statement about my position.
You just thought Afghanistan was a culture, so don't talk to me about.
It is a culture, you freaking imbecile. It is a country, and Afghanistan can be collectively referred to as a culture. Despite the fact that you might have nuances about it, such as that it has multiple cultures that form the greater culture that is Afghanistan, or that is the Afghan culture. You can simply, for all to understand, when talking about different cultures, refer to Afghanistan because of the Afghan culture as a culture. There's nothing wrong with it, you absolute imbecile. This guy's just picking up anything that Piers says.
Statements that people make that are not correct, okay?
Countries have
going back to
culture,
this,
Brian.
Pierce,
There you go.
Pierce, here's the issue we have here, okay? And I'm going to instill politics into this. When you go on her social media page, she echoes a lot of similar things that MAGA Republicans echo, taking an entire group of people like the Laura Loomers of the world.
And what's wrong with that? And he also echoes a lot of things that MAGA Republicans echo, such as that America has certain values that everyone should respect and abide by.
I would totally respond.
Free-
If an entire white nationalist culture, is that equal to other cultures or inferior to other cultures?
Well,
Would an entire culture based on the ideas of Laura Loomer be totally equal to an entire culture based on your ideas?
and he would probably say it's not a culture, thereby completely contradicting the foundations of what is called culture. I remember when I was in high school. I don't know what year it was when I was in high school. But there was like a philosophy class, the first philosophy class, and the first thing that the teacher wanted to tell all of us was what a culture is, and how when people say that some place or some people have no culture, that is a factually wrong statement, because it misrepresents what a culture is, and how certain things within society that go with a certain trend make a culture. And I kind of I don't care about it that much, but I really appreciate learning that early on. And I feel like so many people just don't understand it, especially somebody who attempts to comment on the culture, on society, on politics, like this guy, brainless Spiro. He doesn't understand what a culture is.
World saying they all should be deported, or in this case, taking all Muslims and saying they're inferior to Americans.
Dude, she never said that, you absolute retard.
She has a MAGA hat on her social media page.
Not what I said.
And what she does is she caters to MAGA Republicans in her base. It's why she gets all the views.
Well, he caters to Islamic
Dude.
terrorists.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Brian, I mean, I understand this is popular with the people who are stupid enough to follow you. It's like Dawa. I mean, it maybe when a Dawa guy's talking, there are people who are stupid enough to be impressed by it. But anyone who's listening to you, who's not already a fan, and if all you ever do is completely misrepresent what people are saying and then lie about it, you straw man everything, we don't take you seriously. Like I would never take this guy seriously at all, ever, on anything.
Shout out to everyone who has MAGA heads. You're all based.
She gets, and I think it's extremely offensive, I'll say it once again, to take an entire group of people. That would be, how would you feel if somebody said,
pretty messed up that he thinks that MAGA culture is inferior to other cultures.
It's funny, she repeatedly says, that's not what I said at all. And he keeps repeating it.
And he keeps attacking MAGA culture, man.
You're saying all Muslims are inferior. You're saying all Muslims are horrible people and inferior. No, I never said that. So you're saying all Muslims are inferior.
Look at that dumb look on his face.
There is no brain behind this, man. There is no point in arguing with this guy.
That's why he's wearing a hat, to cover up the lack of brain.
Yeah.
To Americans. You would say that's racist. That's a terrible thing to say.
Well, hang on. Let me ask the question.
I would never say that.
Well, let me.
It's funny how she looks completely unfazed by this whole thing the whole time. And he's losing it. I just love the contrast.
Let me ask the question. Would you say that about Indians? Priya?
Of course, and I would not. Of course not. I would never say that about any race or group of people.
You literally
That's not
just
what
said
I
it
said.
about Muslims.
She specifically said she wasn't saying that.
This is a perfect example of how you can group up. If there were more people in this room and you had somebody who slightly questions themselves. I mean, I could find myself in such a situation where I'm having a discussion and two people or more in the room go, I mean, I've had this before with Muslims. It happens there. But you literally just said it. You literally just said it. And I think to myself, what the heck? Did I at some point say something wrong that I didn't mean to say, which gives them the idea that I did say this? I start questioning myself. Well, they do this very often. This whole gaslighting. Well, you said this. You literally said this. No, I never said it.
AP.
They make you question yourself. This is what this guy do too. What?
Do you believe that Islamic culture is inferior to American culture?
Yes.
Do you believe that every Muslim is inferior to every American?
No.
Okay. But you literally just said it.
No, I didn't.
You literally just said every Muslim is inferior to every American.
No, that's actually not what I said at all. Let me clarify here. That's not what I said at all. You're supposed to interrupt me and say you literally just said it.
I'm so sick of this dork and his stupid face, man.
Said it. You just said it about Muslims.
You think I'm playing?
being clear.
You literally just said it. You literally just said it. I can't believe it. I'm about to die.
America has a superior
you're
culture,
fine
and
to
I would
have
like
that
to
view, and it's
uphold
perfectly
that.
fine that we think it's a bigoted view and very hypocritical if you
That's
then say
fine.
that other
I would
vast.
start saying you're bigoted against me and my culture.
She's so tired of this. She doesn't even bother clarifying anymore. So it's so funny.
Yeah, she is. You're right. She is pretty. She does seem pretty unrattleable, right? She doesn't get like flustered and panic.
Yeah. And she says, I never said that. I even said the opposite. I never said that. Then he still goes on and says, oh, wow, you just said it. And that's just very terrible.
Yeah,
She's-
I would flip that too. I'll just say you just said Heil Hitler. I didn't say that. Oh, really? How's it feel?
Countries like India are exempt from your bigotry because, well, guess
No,
what? Your father happens to be
That's
Indian.
of course
What,
never what I said.
that's different from what you just.
You're
Oh my goodness, I don't even know how
a
to.
hypocrite.
You guys
'cause
are
they
both
say
taking
your
things out
father's
of
an
completely
Indian.
out of context.
They say your father's an Indian, but
Right,
here you are
right.
condemning
It's always
all
out of
Muslims
context.
as somehow culturally
Yes, it is out of context because you're retarded.
Dude, this is Pierce is scum, and this guy's scum too.
inferior.
That's fine. I've been very critical about Indian immigration to this country too. I'm not picking and choosing
But when you
one
say
group
that,
of
when you
people.
say that
I
some
simply think-
cultures are less equal, you're a Christian. I understand. Is that right?
Oh my god.
Correct. Yes, that's correct.
So,
and
where
if you
does
would let
this
me
sit?
clarify
Where does this
exactly
sit
what I
with
said.
as a fellow Christian? Well, hang on.
According to Christianity, other cultures are inferior to Christian culture. Is that true, David?
Yep. According to Christianity, all cultures are exactly the same. And anyone who says otherwise is anathema.
I mean, the Christian text teaches that the Christian text itself teaches that other cultures are not equal to Christian culture. If we take culture in the right context.
As a fellow Christian, I
Sure.
thought the teachings were quite clear that all men are created equally.
What a
And she
freaking
never
idiot!
contradicted that, you freaking.
And by the way, all men are created equal. That's that's the Declaration of Independence, not a quote from Christianity. Ultimately goes to the idea that human beings are created in the image of God and so on. But what do you think that means, Pierce?
I think
Every person, no matter what they do and what they are like their ideas and values are the exact same, and none are better than the other according to Christianity. Great religious scholar, on par with the great scholar of religion, Carrie Prejean, whatever. Is that what you're saying, Chris? I mean, what's his name? Pierce?
I think all cultures are. I think all humans, all men are equal. I also think most cultures are inferior to Western culture and to Christian culture. I think specifically Muslim culture in this example is inferior to Western culture. Yet I still think all humans are equal. There is no contradiction at all here. No.
If you said all humans are equal, I would say, what exactly do you mean? You have
What
to
do you
clarify. Right?
mean?
Like, what do you mean? Equal in height? Because we're not. Equal in intelligence?
All
Because we're
people
not.
are exactly equal in how tall they are.
Mhm. Equal
right.
in wealth, equal in education. In what way are we equal?
All people live in the
Does
world.
that mean all people with all ideas have equally valid ideas and cultures? Where in the blue hell are you getting that from? Chapter and verse, Pierce.
All people are equal in front of God.
And did you watch? I don't know if either of you watched the entirety of that video where I was talking about culture. I specifically did state that all people are created equal under the eyes of God and the law, of course. However, we do have a society that we're supposed to uphold here in America, and like you, Pierce, in England, right? You don't want a lot of foreign invaders coming into your country and completely causing the collapse of your society and of your country. If people are blessed enough to come to America,
So would you,
or come to
out of
England,
interest,
they
to
do have
stop this invasion, as you put it, would you deport?
Absolutely correct. And shame on you for cutting her off.
Yeah,
all foreigners
yeah.
from-
I mean, just yeah. There should have been flipped more on him. Okay, Pierce. If every Nazi in the entire world, do you think they should all be invited to the UK? And that if they took over, you would say the culture is no worse than it was before because all cultures are completely equal in every way. You giant idiot.
Hang on, no, because Nazis are not a culture; it's an ideology. What do you say to that?
Yep, that's true.
Hang on now, it's not a culture. It's not right to be a Nazi.
Nazis had a culture.
Well,
They had their own cinema.
Hang on now. So you're saying being a Nazi is all right? Well, I would disagree. They're not like my culture.
No, I would not deport all foreigners from the United States. I would certainly.
Out of interest,
they
to stop this invasion.
Look at this stupid
As
question.
you put it, would you deport all foreigners from the United States?
Where would you get
No,
that?
I would not deport all foreigners from the United States. I would certainly deport all of the illegal foreigners that are here in the United States.
It is completely pointless to go on Piers Morgan.
What about those that just
shows
idiotic worldview of what the culture should be?
No, I don't necessarily think that they should all be deported from the United States, but I think we do need a very slow and if not.
I think, to be fair, I have a different perspective. I think that people who generally do not accept the culture that they come to, this would go for, like, specifically, I don't really have that much of a strong feeling about immigration in the United States of America at the moment. Although I have the same view on the United States of America as well. But specifically in European countries, and specifically in a place like the UK, I think anybody who does not accept and internalize the British culture and values should be deported. I think anybody who comes to the UK, for example, or who goes to the UK, who settles in the UK, and who really has no respect for the culture and the values of the UK, and who just wants to be something foreign, like an extension of a foreign culture, while living in the UK, I think should be deported. I mean it. And I think there is nothing wrong with this. I think this is the general view that Europeans in general should have. I wish Europeans woke up and started thinking more like this. Europe is great because of the values and the history and the heritage that Europeans have. You don't need to host other people who have no respect for your culture, who have no respect for your values, who have no respect for your standards. All those who don't do it should be deported. Primarily those who have ideas like Muslims. Them first, then the others. There's nothing wrong with it. What's wrong with this?
A halt on immigration as a whole currently, so that we can, as a society, and allow our government to continue to help these people assimilate to our culture, actually fix our immigration system so that it works with our country, so that we can keep it intact as it is, and honestly, maybe get back to what we were, originally founded on.
Boost.
I think we'll leave it there. Brian and Priya, thank you both very much.
Well, it's actually good that he let her finish her point at the end and make her point in a fairer and better way, because these two guys sound like their brain is as big as one of her eyes together. Their brains together are as big as one of her eyes. That's what they sound like. So that was that. That was the daughter of Kash Patel, FBI Director Priya Patel. Just to clarify, that's not true. But still, it was her, Priya Patel, on Piers Morgan in a hopeless, pointless discussion. Fox McCloud, I'm not white, and my parents came here seeking asylum, became citizens. My dad was a political prisoner. We assimilated and love this country.
It is totally based.
Not all of the woke leftists left X. They just got better at hiding in plain sight. Well. Airplane first class should accept coach diversity. This is absolutely true. Fox McCloud, I would ask Piers, Iraq's legal marriage age is 9. Is that compatible with US? Well, of course. I would say if that's how they want to live, we should invite them over here, and they should be doing that over here too. What's wrong fundamentally with raping children? Speedrunner, TW, fence sitters equals IND. What does that mean? I don't know. Big Kanuna, can you ask Piers if he thinks it's okay for his wife to receive female genital mutilation? It's common in some cultures. Piers, is it okay for your wife to receive female genital mutilation? He didn't respond, therefore he's a hypocrite. Cyber males. Can you, sorry, wrong super chat. I couldn't care less about the alphabet culture. Which one is the alphabet culture? My fairy tale
I have
life
to listen to
is,
something real quick. One second.
is
Go ahead.
trying hard to turn people against her. Yes. Camden, thanks, AP. I knew I was a king. You was king. Disobey. I would use El Salvador as an example of bad to good culture when Piers does this. I have my reservation about El Salvador. I'm not sure how much of it is being inflated in the narrative, but I guess the reports there are that it has been significantly improved. But I'm making a note here to read more on that kind of stuff. But hey, if you say so, I trust you. Fox McCloud, Thailand allowed men to have rape convictions overturned if they marry the woman or girl they raped. Is that compatible? Yes, Piers thinks so. Because all cultures are the same. Appleberry Carol Puff Teddy, David Wood, everyone. Camden, have you seen the 90s video posted lately all over X of Charles praising Islam in the 90s? I haven't seen it, but I know that he has a history with Islam. Have you seen It's Hyperactive says some societies produce stability, others dictatorship and instability. That's why some end up functionally inferior. Compare South Korea versus North Korea. True. Harry 76N. Here's a massive number of fake Muslim accounts pretending to be Americans and Europeans supporting Muslims, not only on X, but also YouTube and FB. I know, I'm aware. We need to crack down on it. Fox McCloud, Pakistani family tree is palm tree. Canadian Sorcerer says, ask me about Al Zoot t-shirts on sale now. Based. Fox
Really?
McCloud,
Where?
I don't know. Most cultures do not support freedom of speech. Does that mean we're wrong to have a culture of freedom of speech? Yes. Kosan, Piers, when you disagree with him, be like, you think rape is wrong? Well, hold on then. How many times have you been raped? Who are you to say it's wrong? Paul, Piers won't let a prick on, so we need David Wood on here. That's true.
That's a good point.
Ida, what's up, Ida?
Ida.
My fairy tale, dude, why are you so loud suddenly?
Hmm?
That happens when you...
I know that happens when I mute it in your stupid StreamYard, then auto adjust the volume and thinks I'm speaking really quietly because I turn off my mic to watch this dude totally punk out Sneeko real quick.
That's nice. As you kept talking, you kept adjusting your volume.
I know that's what that stupid program does. That's why it's a garbage program. Oh no, David, but surely all programs are completely equal to all other programs, and it's bigger to say otherwise.
I actually agree. I use StreamYard, and I use it mostly because it is easy to use, but it is complete garbage. It is complete trash, and I'm really trying very, very hard to find a different solution to that. It is complete trash. It's funny. I'm just kind of looking through my tabs that I have opened up, and it seemed like I was looking at something very inappropriate. But it is. I don't want to put it on screen now.
I just saw Sneeko get totally punked while he was live streaming. He's walking around live streaming stuff like this. This dude got up in his face while you recorded me, and poor Sneeko totally punked out, man.
Nice. So there were news today that from what's his name? What the heck? Not the vice president, the general secretary.
General Secretary of what?
Marco Rubio. So there was an update from Marco Rubio today, which
Did you call him General Secretary?
Whatever he's called, man. Secretary of State.
And Prime Minister Marco Rubio, Assistant Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister.
The Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, posted news that until recently, Hamideh Soleimani Afshar and her daughter were green card holders living lavishly in the United States. Afshar is the niece of deceased Iranian Major General Qasem Soleimani. She is also an outspoken supporter of the Iranian regime who celebrated attacks on Americans and referred to our country as the Great Satan. This week, I terminated both Afshar and her daughter's legal status, and they are now in ICE custody, pending removal from the United States.
It is totally based.
The Trump administration will not allow our country to become a home for foreign nationals who support anti-American terrorist regimes.
Yeah, there are community notes saying he's totally wrong about everything, though.
This is exactly how Europeans should act if they were a little bit wiser.
If they had one drop of testosterone on the entire continent.
If they were a little bit smarter, this is exactly how European nations would act. This is exactly how the United Kingdom would act if they still had some balls left. This is why I love this administration right now.
You heard it here, folks. AP agrees with every single thing the administration says or does.
The very funny thing is, which is why I was just, the very funny thing is now people are publishing, the media is publishing stuff of how they were living here.
That's what you're talking about. It said it looked
Yeah.
like you were, because look, I see a little thing of what's on your screen, and I was like, "What the heck's he got some bikini chick on here, man? We're gonna have to talk after the show's over."
I forgot that you can see that, so that's funny.
It's super small. It's a tiny little thing at the bottom, but yeah.
I just switched tabs and I was like, "What the? Oh, yeah." I was looking at news. So
Did you say you were looking at nudes?
so that she was living like this in America while supporting the Islamic regime, and it's always amazing, man. These how these hypocrites promote these Islamist beliefs and Islamist ideas and Islamist ideologies, but then live their lives over here.
Mhm.
It's a very, very great example. I'm so glad that America is kicking these people out. Amazing. My fairy tale life. Listening to this feels like torture. Piers is clearly biased, and his entire goal is to demonize her by changing what she's actually saying. Very, very based. Timothy Freeman, blessed resurrection of the Lord, O ye holy Protestants and ortho-bro Muslim apologists. May the penetrative force of Allah upon our adversaries. Powerful. She needs to get specific and make Piers defend particular Islamic values like child weddings. The best defense is a stronger counter. Yeah, I'm sure she can improve her tactics and her strategies over time. It seems that she's just approaching the scene of these debates and is holding her ground quite well under the pressure from these two giant babies.
Yeah, she has. That is, as far as debates over issues like this, it is a very good quality to be kind of unrattleable, and she seemed unrattleable.
Yeah. It looked like her whole thing was the whole time like, oh, you guys are idiots. So, Piers Morgan, the cultural youth, very rude. Bakabazi, youth is basically the Islamic term for a cuckold. Bakabazi is cultural. How is rejecting it bigoted? Exactly. God bless her for having the patience to listen to these complete low IQ idiots. I don't think I'd be able to have the same grace and patience she has. I agree as well. If I was in her position after years of debating and disagreements and all that, I would probably have much less patience than she does. So, respect. Respect. You, sir. Jefferson was a deist, not Christian. Piers is dumb. Paul Loomer caused the deportation. She reported Rubio. Based.
Wait, she reported Rubio?
Reported to Rubio.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Big if true. Big if true. He calls her a bigot because she considers cultures inferior that consider him, Piers, and her as people to be inferior, i.e. Islamic culture. Exactly. Aussie D berating Marco Rubio to replace Charles as king and deliver an Easter message. That would be based. That would be based.
They should do stuff like that. Well, since Charles isn't doing it, I'm going to go ahead and post one here, and we'll get like 10 million views, man.
Yeah. Russia seems at a tipping point with Islam overrun. Russia is very, very happy with Islam overrunning them. It's kind of always funny to me how some people make it look like Russia is the best country and defender of Christianity, and they get down on their knees for Islam, for Muslims. They literally get on their knees for Muslims. Putin gets on his knees for Muslims.
Didn't he like kiss a Quran or something?
Yeah, he did. And they lock people up for criticizing Islam. That's what Russia does. Anyway, for all those who have missed it, we still have a campaign going on for the greatest Bible study program that is out there. Logos is still a sponsor of the channel, and you can go over there right now. Everybody who's watching and everybody who follows this channel can get a free 60-day membership on Logos, which, ask whomever you want, is the most popular Bible study platform, which David has been using for decades, and which others use as well, which great Christian preachers and apologists and scholars also use. Logos is free for 60 days to try out, and then from there on, $6.99, you can get your free Logos trial by typing in logos.com/ap, logos.com/ap, and you will land on the page where you will be offered a 60-day free trial for the Bible study platform Logos. Go and try it out now. On there, you can also buy a bundle of books that I have specifically chosen with the Logos team, books that I myself have put together, which costs $5,143. You can buy it for $424. If you don't want to pay $424, you can have a 13-month plan and pay only $37 per month and have all of those books. Those books are about 280 books in total, which I personally put together. And David, I'm sure, loves all these books that I put together, especially the ones about Orthodox Christianity, about Judaism, and about Islam, but primarily about the Bible and about Christianity and about Jesus. But most importantly, go on logos.com/AP, and there you will find your 60-day free trial for all Apostate Prophet viewers right now. Anyway, David, anything else? I don't know why I was doing that voice. V the Penguin. I don't know what's going on with left-leaning American leaders in Islam. Governor of PA and NJ are both simping for Islam. PS missed catching you both live. How dare you? How dare you? Governor of Philadelphia and New Jersey. I don't even know what's going on there. Philadelphia. Why aren't you correcting me, man? You're supposed to correct me. It's not Philadelphia. What kind of American are you?
Philadelphia is in Pennsylvania. I'm just trying to figure
See?
out what I'm just trying to
You're
think.
supposed-
I was
you're
trying to
supposed to
think. If,
correct
I'm
me on
trying
this.
to
I made a
think if I
mistake.
could think of anything that this person means, but I was thinking of North Carolina with that senator.
Okay, good.
No, the governor. It was the governor of North Carolina.
Thanks everybody for watching. David, anything else? What are we doing tomorrow?
We're going to check out the PBD podcast with Lee Strobel talking about resurrection on the real Easter Sunday.
Oh, tomorrow is Easter. Best. Happy Easter in advance for everyone, and happy Easter for those who already have it. And as they say, Christ is risen. And as they always say, as they also say, God bless y'all and God bless America. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow. And as the GOAT says,
stay away from Islam.
Listen to the GOAT.